good evening to all of you. A very warm welcome to our monthly course demo webinar. My name is Jai Kumar. I myself and my colleague Mubin typically host this webinar on every month towards the end of the month. So the idea of this particular webinar is to give you overall perspective about our course, of course, what we are offering in Emertxe. But the goal is beyond that. We'll share you what is happening in the job market, what are the trends that we are seeing, because we interact with hiring companies on a very regular basis, and we'll talk about what are all the where the job market is heading, especially the core job, etc. Right? And also we'll talk about our course, how the course is going to get delivered. Definitely, we're going to talk in depth about placements, and and towards the end of it, we wanted to make it as interactive as possible. So I request all of you to keep typing questions. I'm seeing already good number of questions have come in the window. We'll ensure that all the questions are answered. So I will divide this particular presentation into three segments. The first segment will be more about giving you an overview about job market and placements, what is happening in the, especially with the fear of recession. Many companies are laying off the people, right? There is always a fear among students how I'm going to build a career, especially in the core embedded electronics, IoT kind of areas. So we'll talk about it. And once you're done, I will I'll hand over the presentation to my colleague Mubin. So he will mainly talk about the technicality of the course, how the course is going to get delivered, how we are going to get support during the learning if you're getting doubts or if you're getting stuck, and how you are going to mitigate the challenge of dealing in a hardware, right? If you see embedded systems, it's all about hardware, how you are going to deal with that. So we'll study all those, we'll discuss all those points. And again, as a third part, I'll take back and talk about placement as a process, how to apply for the placements, when the placements begin, etc., etc. So that's the three segments. In every segment, after that, we'll stop and take questions. But as I said, you don't need to wait. As and when questions are coming into your mind, you can go ahead and type it in the chat window. I will, pass by and answer as and when, we take breaks in the sessions, right? So that's the whole idea. With that, shall I go and start the webinar? Can I get some go ahead? I want to see some energy in the room. Okay, Ranjit is telling sure. Okay, Yashwant, Anthony, Bharat, great. So let me go and put the slide into the presentation mode, and then I will start the. So this is a monthly demo webinar, course demo webinar. So today is 20th February. So I'm hosting this call from our office in Bangalore. So many of you know already, but still I will briefly introduce what Emertxe is all about. So Emertxe is an edtech company. We have been in this education segment for more than 18 years. And we as an organization aspire to solve two major challenges that we face in today's world, especially countries like India. The problem number one we aspire to solve is the employability. As you all know, India has become a country of engineers, where every year few tens of lakhs of engineers graduate from the engineering colleges, and very few of them are having the employable skills, right? They may be having good number of academic records, or they would have done good amount of their theoretical background, right? But when it comes to practical knowledge and applying the skill whatever they have learned, right, there's a huge gap. So what we do, we take these students, whether they're in their final year engineering or they just finished their engineering looking out for their first job, we take them and we put them through a 6-month training program or 5-month training program, both online and offline, in these three tracks: embedded systems, IoT, and full stack web development. And we make them hands-on, build a good number of projects, improve their resume, make it presentable, boost up their confidence, conduct mock tests, and then we expose them to placement companies for recruitment, right? So that's what we do as an organization, the fresher segment. And the other segment which we are seeing is the working professionals, where, for example, somebody gets into first job. This person is having a job month on month. That job is paying him, but the job is not something what he or she wants to pursue as a career, right? So what do we do with those people? We take them and we put them through what is called as an upskilling journey. I think there's some light issue here. I'm trying to adjust a little bit. This looks better. All right. So we put them through an upskilling journey, and then make their profile, reposition themselves, build their profile, reposition themselves, and get into an embedded profile or an IoT profile. Because majority of them get into IT type of jobs, or even for that matter, get into non-technical type of roles, like somebody get into marketing, sales, teaching, field work, etc. So we make all these engineers, working professionals, upskill themselves and get into the main core electronics and embedded type of jobs, right? So we offer course in 3 streams: embedded systems, IoT, and full stack web development. And today's focus is going to be on embedded systems, right? And you can see a picture below, whatever I shared the text, right? So there's a pot, right? And then the hand is making that particular pot. So consider this skill building journey as a pot making, right? You cannot build your skills unless otherwise you are going to make your hands dirty. So the key challenge that any segment, any technology, we teach embedded, IoT, full stack, or it can be a fresher or a working professional. The key challenge why you are not able to get into the dream job, what you want, is mainly because lack of hands-on skills, right? So you can make the pot only when you make your hands dirty. In a similar way, you can only gain a particular skill, only when you get into hands-on, learn the hands-on coding, do things in a practical way, make last time a lot of mistakes, learn from the mistake, build a set of project, etc. Right? So that's our approach. Any training program that we do, we maintain a 70-30 ratio. 70% will be hands-on practicals, and 30% will be theoretical aspect of it, so that students get a blend of very good hands-on and theoretical training. Okay. So that's about what we do as a company. And this is our leadership team. Emertxe as an organization, we are a 100+ people company. We are based out of Bangalore, but our courses are taken by various audience across India and across globe. 3 of us are part of the Emertxe's leadership team. Mr. Maaz is the founder and the managing director of the organization. He started Emertxe in the year 2003, and then he's been a part of the Emertxe team ever since we started. So primarily he looks into the business related responsibilities in Emertxe. And as I said, my name is Jay Kumar. I am also part of the leadership team. I have over 20 years of work experience. I graduated from NIT Warangal, worked in 3 different companies as part of my corporate career. Started working with a startup called Ishoni Networks, where I was working on networking and telecommunication technologies, building the protocols, etc. Then I quit that company and went into Hewlett Packard, or HP, where I spent about 7.5 years working on printer firmware, primarily focusing on the networking and connectivity part of the inkjet printers, working on, let us say, Bluetooth, USB, TCP/IP based networking, both wired and wireless network applications, etc. And after spending 7.5 years in HP, I became a manager there. Then I quit HP and moved on to another company called Huawei. Huawei, many of you will know, it's a Chinese telecommunication company. So when I joined, Huawei had a goal of migrating all the products into Linux. As you all know, Huawei has got a range of products. So they wanted to move all the products running into Linux. So Linux obviously offers a lot of benefits in terms of being an open source. It is customizable, it is free, it's very safe, and very much it is up to date with the what is happening in the development protocols, etc. So these are some of the reasons why people go for Linux. So the initiative was to move all the products of Huawei into Linux. So I joined as a senior manager or group manager, where I was leading at the peak time of about 60 engineers working in basically customizing Linux for various portfolio of Huawei. Right? So that's my third corporate assignment, where I spent about 3.5 years. So first company 2 years, and 7.5 years in second company, and about 3.5 years in third company. So roughly around 12.5 years I spent in all these 3 organizations. Then definitely I was passionate about doing what I like. It's not that I was not liking what I was doing in my corporate segment, but I thought I will choose something which is really close to my heart, which is nothing but education and enabling people by skilling and make them employable. I come from a family of teachers, where my, a good number of the people around me where I grew up, including my family, many of them come from the teaching background. So that's when I decided to take a plunge and become an entrepreneur. By then, Maaz was already running the organization. I joined, and then, I, become an edtech entrepreneur, as a part of Team Emertxe. As a part of my responsibilities in Emertxe, I mainly handle placements. I work with organizations, corporate organizations, ensuring that the necessary number of drives are happening, and I drive all these outbound programs like webinars, internship programs, etc., etc. That's my responsibility. And my colleague Mubin, he will be joining shortly. He's currently traveling. I just spoke to him. He should be able to reach by the time I finish. Right, he will be well reaching. So he will be introducing himself. So he is also, about having about 18, 19 years of experience. We are together colleagues in HP, and his responsibility in Emertxe is to be the head of training department, where he ensures that various training programs are run and planned in such a manner, and then the training programs are delivered, right? So it's more of a technical responsibilities. It is what Mubin handles. Okay, so that's about our leadership team. moving on, as you all know, we have been in this segment for more than 18 years. So one of the key reason why we have been so successful is mainly because we are able to train and place our students into core companies. So when I say core companies, companies which are involved in embedded software development in various verticals like automotive, semiconductor, home automation, and then robotics, electric vehicle, and then telecommunication, aerospace, etc. So you can see this is a set of portfolio of companies which I'm flashing in the screen. Again, these logos are quite old; it keeps getting updated. So overall, we have more than 1,200 companies which are recruiting our students. And in the last 1 year plus, that is from 2022, we are having 100 plus companies visiting our institute every month, and they're recruiting good number of students. And even though there are certain talks about recession, which I'll address in the beginning itself, right? So we still have 100 plus companies coming. For example, January we had 105 companies come, and I think February I'll show you the numbers, right? So that way we established a very long-term working relationship with all these organizations, and these organizations primarily hire our students because they get trained engineers or skilled engineers, right? So since they come here to us or recruit our students mainly because of the skills, so other factors like year of pass out, percentage, branch, etc., takes a back seat. Okay. So they look here for a skill, and as long as you are able to learn whatever is being taught as a part of our course by our mentors, our class mentors and lab mentors, so definitely you can aspire to work for any of the companies like we have displayed in this particular screen, right? So that's a kind of companies are there, okay, hiring our students. So this is a snapshot, as it was a little old one. I'll try to update sometime. But if you want, you can go and look into our website or social media, and you can see these companies are either MNCs or companies who are having India-based, but still they do a lot of embedded work, and then mid-sized companies, startups, etc. So they can be categorized to three buckets. So all the companies are participating in our recruitment process. Okay, that's a brief about Emertxe, and let us straight away jump into the topic of what is happening in the job market. Okay. So if you these days when you open up the media, a lot of news coming around recession, companies are laying off people, or today I was just before getting into this particular webinar, I was just having some snack and tea before the webinar. I would say I was just loading myself to have the energy to talk for the next couple of hours, right? So I was casually looking. There's a news that Wipro, I guess it is asking people to, at least the campus recruited people to join for half the salary or something like that, right? So I saw that particular news. So there are a lot of things going around. So let us try to understand what exactly happening in the job market. Okay, so let me give a view of it. Okay. So let us divide this particular job market into three segments. So first segment, we can say the Indian startup companies. So when I say Indian startup companies, the companies just started in India. They are operating out of India. The headquarters is based out of India, and they're building various web applications or mobile applications used for various use cases. For example, be it food delivery or be it transportation, or these days a lot of applications like last mile delivery, what you call Zepto, 10-minute delivery, grocery ordering, etc. The tons of e-commerce based companies are there in India. If you look at these companies, especially in the last few months, they've been going through turbulent times. And here is the news items, couple of news cuttings I show from Inc. 42, which is one of the popular portals which covers the startup scenario in India. In 2022 alone, Indian startups have laid off about 18,000 people, and they continue to lay off, especially our segment, where the tech or education segment seems to be all the more affected, right? So that way, there is a lot of layoff happening, and many companies, because they are not able to raise funds, because these companies are predominantly driven by money invested by venture capitalists or investors, and if they're not able to raise subsequent money, or the VCs are not ready to put the next level of cash, these companies find a lot of challenges in running their day-to-day operations. So good number of the companies are also closing down because they are not able to sustain themselves in this particular environment. So this is a startup story. So definitely it is not looking very rosy. People are losing jobs, and and the situation looks quite grim out there. So moving on, what is happening in the IT companies? When we say IT companies in India, who are involved in software services based companies, be the big companies like Wipro, Infosys, CTS, Tech Mahindra, L&T, Cognizant type of companies, right? So these type of organizations, what is happening is they are either postponing the joining dates of the college hires, or they have, some of them even before even they join, they kind of terminating the offers, or just after they join, they're not able to perform, they're immediately terminating them, right? So I understand there is a lot of angst in the social media. That's other news which I want to talk. Right, whenever somebody is having a problem, they go and vent out their frustration in social media, and then many people support them and things like that. I'm seeing a lot of such messages happening in LinkedIn, right? So this is what happening with the service company. So anybody in this particular webinar who belongs to this category, sir, I got an offer from a service company, but they did not give me a joining date. Anybody like that? Okay. Okay, I'm having Chaya, Sunal. Okay, Madhavan is telling his friend. Okay, Chaya, right? So yeah. All right. So we have some set of people coming into this category, right? So now let us move on and see what is happening in the core segment, right? Okay. So when you say core segment, the companies which are involved in embedded software development. So again, when you talk about core, we are referring with respect to the electronics industry. So when you say electronics or any type of embedded system or any device that you want to build, it can be depicted in two aspects. One is the hardware part of it. Again, hardware consists of both the chipset and also the board, which will make that particular device function, or it's like a body, right? And then there comes the software, the embedded software, right? So this is the software which gives life to that particular body or a board, and then make it perform like whether it's a mobile phone or a router or a switch. It gives that appropriate functionality, right? So if you look at these companies, they seem to have growing pretty well. For example, as companies are announcing layoffs, Samsung is planning to hire 1,000 engineers in India, right? And in the recent past, I'm talking about mid of December kind of timeline. Robert Bosch, which is one of the popular and and biggest automotive software company or automotive component company, they opened up their software development office in Hyderabad. So we are seeing such news coming in. Not only that, if you extend it with some more information, we are seeing other companies. This was like there's a company called Collins Aerospace. Oops. So there's a company called as Collins Aerospace, so which is into basically developing the software hardware required for the aerospace industry, right? So they are ready to, they're planning to invest about $200 million in Bangalore. And there is a message from our minister, Mr. Ashwath Narayan, Dr. Ashwath Narayan, who is like welcoming this move, and the state of Karnataka will do all the support for them to run the operations effectively, right? So what I'm trying to say is like, compared to the news what you're hearing in startup world, and also the news what you're hearing in the Indian service companies, the situation looks much better when it comes to core companies. I'm not telling everything is rosy, but definitely looks much better. So I'm not hearing much of layoff stories or some divisions are shutting down, and etc. In fact, they are hiring quite actively. I'll show the statistics shortly. Okay. So what are our observations based on this particular point that I shared is the core, basically the companies which are building anything that is hardware based. For example, some companies making a mobile phone, or some companies making a router or switch. Basically, these type of product companies have got their hardware element associated with it. So whenever there is a hardware comes into picture, you invest for long term. For example, if some company wants, it's a OnePlus, right? They want to make this particular model. It cannot happen overnight, right? You need to invest in hardware. The board should get manufactured. It should come to the software development. Then appropriate embedded software you write. Then this goes to testing, and then finally get tested, and then you go for mass production. So the cycles are very long when it comes to these electronics and embedded system companies, and they are quite fundamentally strong. For example, recently we see many of the venture funded companies, they go up very fast, at the same time they fall very fast. It may be looking up that they're paying very high amount of salaries. Some of the salaries what I hear at a entry level itself is quite high, but at the same time they also will fall fast. So that kind of a volatility is not there when it comes to core companies, because these particular companies have got pretty much a long-term plan in place. Because they don't invest by looking into 3 months or 6 months. So typically they look into 3 years, 5 years type of horizon. So that way, they won't go through the too much of a boom or when it busts. busting everything. So you will not see that kind of a range when it comes to product companies, especially working in the domain of embedded systems, right? So what from Emertxe standpoint, because as I said, I lead placements from Emertxe, right? We work with organizations on a daily basis, floating applications, scheduling interviews, written tests, announcing the results and stuff like that, right? So we work with these companies in a very close manner, and we are seeing that the story or the situation of our embedded growth story pretty much is there. Okay? What we are telling out to our students is, right, it is not to get into panic, because I'm seeing a lot of students get into a panic situation, become all the more negative about how their career is going to shape in the future. Yes, fairly understandable, because you're all finished engineering with an aspiration of getting into a job which is getting through some kind of a challenge due to the recession. But what I'm saying is, as long as you're able to build on the skills, right? So definitely opportunities are there, companies are high. I'll also shortly show the next graph, which just jumped up, to get a view about the number of companies recruiting from Emertxe on a month-on-month basis. So in summary, what I'm telling to students and all of you in this particular webinar is be optimistic, right? Okay, but at the same time, be cautious, because it's not a time where you can experiment too many things. Or some students will be there, okay, fine, I'll try to get multiple offers and then choose whichever is right for me. So don't do all those things. So whatever it comes on your way, ensure that you skill yourself, and then you will be able to move further. So definitely the story with respect to the core industry looks pretty much good. Okay. Now your question may be, how does it matter to us, or how does it matter to me? People like, for example, Madhavan is there, Gayatri, Siva, Asfar, right, Saujanya. So all of them are saying it's fine. It looks like they're hearing to a news channel, right? Or somebody's giving you some high-level graphs or statistics. What does it mean to me? Or what does it mean to an Emertxe student with respect to placements? So let us look into the data. This data we share it in every monthly meeting. If you see, this particular graph talks about the number of companies which has come to Emertxe on a month-on-month basis. As you can see, the blue color towers there, they are the companies which participated in the placements in the year of 2022, that is last year. You can see that there every month we have 100 plus companies participating. I think overall the numbers crossed 1,230, 25, something like that. 1,237, sorry, 1327, something like that. So per month we had 100 plus companies visiting for the placements, right? So if you look at 2023 also, where the January is already over and February kind of, third week of February this week. So pretty much looks the same. For example, in January, we had 105 companies coming for our Emertxe placements. And in February, already we have 65 companies come and recruiting our students. Okay? I'll tell you on what kind of drives are happening in the next slide, right? So 65 companies visited us and say, hey, Emertxe, I need this and these particular skills from the students. If you have the skills, can you share me their list of can you share me with the what do you call, resume or a list of candidates, right? So that's what we mean by a company visited Emertxe, right? So it looks pretty good. Not at all need to panic against what is happening in the recession, etc. So this is another interesting graph for all of you to understand. So this graph also we keep showing in every webinar that we run. Here you can see, right, there are 4 towers are there where we are showing the placement data or number of drives that has happened from the year 2020, right? And this, as I said, when let us say 100 plus companies come every month, and even if you do mathematically, where the companies are having around 21 or 22 days of working days, scheduling all these 100 companies in these 21, 22 days is impossible. So scheduling becomes a big challenge, because of which what is happening is the schedule sometimes get pushed onto the next month. So that's what we are showing the another data called drive, right, where the number of drives are happening in particular month. When I say drive, a student get an opportunity and he or she appears for a written test or interview where there is some interview level transaction is happening with the hiring company. So that's what we say a drive. Here you can see again the drive numbers are also going quite well. For example, in the year 2020, where the blue color towers are there, as you can see, it has gone through certain challenging times, especially during the April, May of 2020, when the pandemic hit us very badly, and all the lockdowns are announced and things like that. But later point in time, it started picking up a little bit as companies started settling down for work from home options, right? Then we have this red tower, which talks about the 21 drives, which is also pretty well. It started a little cautiously, but later point in time, after the June, July, it went very well, right? And with respect to the 2022, I would say that has been the best year so far with respect to placements. You can see the green color towers coming in, where the companies have recruited in quite some numbers, quite some number of drives has happened in Emertxe also, right? And then now we are in 2023, where you can see the purple towers there, and you can see in the month of January, 50 drives have already happened, and in the month of February, they're kind of almost like third week or something like that. We're already having 41 drives have already happened in this particular month. Okay, so the story pretty much looks intact. The idea of showing these data is to give you a reassurance that even though yes, there are challenges, companies are going through difficult times. Even some of our clients who are recruiting have put a hiring freeze in place, right? So there are challenges, but irrespective of all that, because of the skill building what we've been doing over the years and the trust and the respect what these companies have towards Emertxe skill building, they continue to come and recruit our students on a very regular basis. Probably some of the students will be seeing, if you're watching us on a very close manner, right? The same company, we put the logo multiple times in the same month, which means to say what they have so many number of openings with them that with them that they keep visiting our institute very often, and then they our students keep getting opportunities with multiple of these core companies. Okay, so another important point to note about these hiring companies is that, as I told in the beginning, they come here, these placement companies come here to hire a particular skilled students. Okay. So when you say skilled students, the students who are trained in a hands-on way, where after hiring with a minimal guidance or a training, you become very much deployable for a real-time project. They don't need to again take you and train you from the scratch, since you are one level above the regular fresher or entry-level engineers, right? So you'll be able to faster deployable in these projects, right? So that's a benefit that these organizations are getting. So because as I said in the previous slide, embedded systems companies typically invest on a long-term basis. These companies come and tend to recruit our students on a very regular basis. Okay, so this is a real-time data which I show in every monthly webinar. You can go and refer as many videos as you want, right? As I told in every webinar, my words may change a little bit here and there. My sentences will change, right? Because I cannot repeat or what you call mug up and talk in the same sentences, but the message remains the same. Okay, so in summary, I would say these companies are hiring our students, right? And also they all have good number of hiring projections. It's not that they hire once and then they won't come. They come and repeatedly hire our students. Okay. So here, when I talk about this, your skill plays a very important role. I'll shortly I'll show you some more data points for about our students, right? So these companies primarily look for the skills. So which means to say other factors like year of pass out, percentage, your branch takes a secondary seat. So as long as you are able to build on that particular skill, you will not have any challenge to getting into a core company. See, we took into two type of information. Now, one we saw at a high level what is happening in the market. Then we came one level down and say what it means to students in Emertxe. And third point, I'm going to show you some data points where when these opportunities are given to our students, how our students are performing, what type of a job opportunity they're getting, and where and all they're getting placed. So again, this is a snapshot. I don't have the entire data. The entire data is too huge for me to present in a monthly webinar. If you guys are really interested, please go and check out our social media where our team keeps the data pretty much updated. Which and all companies came and what type of placements are happening. So let me quickly show you guys the success stories of our students, which has happened in the last month or so. Again, the success story can be categorized into multiple buckets. So one is like when you say freshers, again, there are two types of freshers, what we are seeing. Students who are in their final year, they are taking up our courses so that by the time they finish their engineering, they're already ahead in the job market. They can go and apply as soon as they're ready with their provisional degree certificate. And we also have students who have completed their engineering, but they're looking for the first job. So they come and do our course. I'll show you some success stories. And we have students who are working professionals who are already having some work experience, but they wanted to get better in their career or change their career domain itself. For example, somebody is working in a marketing field. They want to come to core embedded software development, right? So these type of people come and take our course, online course. Typically, the evening course largely will be taken by working professionals. I'll show you some success stories as well. And also we have students who come from year break. Again, the year break can happen due to many reasons. It could be personal reasons, or you have taken some break due to some medical issues. there's a gap between, let's say, 10th and 12th, or 12th and engineering, or after engineering they had a break, or after engineering you work for a few years then taken a break. Especially we are seeing among our girl students, right, where they relocate, they get married, they deliver babies, right? So they need to basically take breaks to support their growing needs of the family. So we are seeing students from all these background joining our courses and achieving success. But one common thing among all of them is to build the skill and then to demonstrate the skill and the capability to the recruiting companies. So let me repeat, all the companies are recruiting from us mainly because they get this particular skill, and then we have been established over the 18 plus years where we build a lot of trust in them. They believe in a skill building process, and they believe in the professional way how the placement companies work with our placement team, right? So that's why I very proudly say that more than 80% of the companies are repeat recruiters. You can see often, right? Anyways, you might have seen on social media. Later, I'll also show some examples where the same company recruits our students multiple times. Maybe they were recruited in January first week, right, or January second week. After 2-3 weeks, they come. So more than 80% of them are repeat customers or repeat placement clients because of the trust we have built with them over the years. Okay. So this let us look into some of the success stories. Let me share. Let me open few PDFs. All right. So let me show the success story in various categories. First, let me show you the success story with respect to freshers. So when you say freshers, what do you mean by freshers? Again, the definition is sometimes varies. So according to us, freshers means a student who is from an engineering background. He or she can be from any branch, but this student should have completed their engineering in the year of 2022 or 2021. So we consider this current year, sorry, 2020 is the previous one, and then the previous one, right? So these are the students who are from that particular batch and what they achieved the last month or two. Okay, here, let me walk through quickly. So we have Bijam Jyoti. She's an embedded systems online student, and she recently got placed with LG. Right, LG has been hiring very regularly. They have a lot of openings. So she got selected with the salary package of 7.5 lakhs. Right. Similarly, we have Gannavarapu Manikumar. He's from Andhra Pradesh, and he's also our embedded systems offline students. He got selected with the automotive company Vitesco. As I already told, automotive companies have been hiring quite regularly, quite consistently over the past 18 to 24 months. You will see later point in the slides companies like Continental, Vitesco, Pioneer. All these companies are automotive companies are hiring very regularly from us. Okay, so this is another example of success story. Then you have Akshata, who is from PS Institute of Technology in Bangalore, Karnataka, and then she got selected with Western Digital. It's again one of the storage-based, semiconductor company. All your hard disk, whatever you're using, largely you might have. Some of you even seen the Western Digital hard disk, right? The detachable hard disk extra. So she got selected for 5.5 lakhs salary. And this, I'm sure all of you will be able to relate. The boat, pretty much all of us would have used some or the other products of boat, be it their wireless headset or their Bluetooth headset, etc., etc. So we have our student Vaishak getting into this particular boat, which is a very good company, by the way. Okay? Recently. And then we have a student like Shravani, who is getting into similar, mid-sized companies like Select, getting selected for 4.5 lakhs. And then, as I said, one of the other phenomena that we are seeing is electric vehicle. I think the entire world is heading towards that. All the companies are moving into electric vehicle manufacturing, design and manufacturing, and new players also coming. Incidentally, last month, the Ether Energy also participated in our placements, right? So similarly, you can see here Mahindra's, they got their own electric vehicle company called Mahindra Electric, where our student Akshaya, she's again our embedded systems offline students getting into the job here. Okay. Then similarly, we have Continental, another automotive company which has been recruiting from us on a very regular basis, where students like Upendra Vangari getting selected. Right. So these are all the snapshot or examples of students. As I said, they are all freshers. When I say freshers, they are from 2021 or 2022 pass out. Okay. Now let me show you people who are from the older batches. So when I say older batches, they are 2018, 19. I think some of you when you initially came to the webinar, I'm sure this must have been in your mind saying that what about me, right? I'm not working actively or looking for a career transition. my era pass out is older than what I'm mentioning, right? How do they achieve? So there also we are seeing very significant success achieved by our students. As you can see, a student called Harshraj Nath, he's a 2020 pass out. He had initial some IT experience, then he quit and then he joined our course, and he also got selected in Continental. And similarly, we have another student. Another student is Basavaraj Pagad. Is a 2018 pass out. You can see some of the cards where our team has put the a stamp of which year they passed out. Is from a metal semi conductor. So then he got selected for 4.2 lakhs. Similarly, we have another student called Vivek from TCET Tamil Nadu College, and he joined. He got selected for InnoMinds for 5 lakhs per annum salary in the month of January, and he's from a 2020 pass out. And then we have a lot of success stories and inspirations coming from students like Abhirami, right? She had 4 years of career break, and then she got her first job after she's taking. In fact, she was very hesitant when she joined. Okay. Are you really telling that placement opportunity will be there? Because everywhere we hear that they need experience or they need people with the latest year of pass out. How come somebody like me, having such a huge break can achieve, right? And she could really indeed achieve what she has aspired for. Again, as I said, skill plays the most important role here. And then similarly, we have students like Shushma, who is getting selected with the LG. She's a 2019 pass out. Okay. And Nirav, he again got selected with Western Digital. I forgot his era pass out, but he's also, not from either 2021 or 2022, right? Before batch only. So similarly, we have Krishna Chaitanya. He's again from Vitasco Technology. He's a 2020 graduate for a salary of 6 lakhs. And we have Monica Kokki. Again, she is an embedded system student. She got selected for 8 lakhs per annum. I forgot the company's full name here. So as you can see, right, irrespective of all the factors which we generally think, right, I am not getting job because I am an older year of pass out. I'm not getting job because of some ABC reason. These students have put their effort sincerely. They joined Emertxe's course. They spent their valuable time and effort, improve their skills, and you can see the results is automatically coming. So let me also show you some categories, because what our students also ask me is, sir, what about people who are not from circuit branch? And many of you, I don't know whether you were aware or not, this particular branch course can be taken by any branch. Okay. So I'll show you some success stories. For example, here we talk about a civil engineer who could transition himself into a embedded systems professional. And this is a typical post which our team puts in the social media, etc. If you want, you can go and look up more similar stories. As I said, no, my idea is not to give you a placement report. No, my idea is to give you a snapshot about what is happening, because you should be able to connect whatever we discussed so far. High level, we discuss about the job and the market trends. Then we look into the Emertxe specific statistics. Then finally, we are seeing how many students are getting selected. A snapshot of it, right? Okay. And then we have students like Sai Anudeep, who comes from a civil engineering, and we are able to place him in a core company called Great Wall Motors. Okay. Similarly, let me also show, there should be one more or two more. Yeah, there is another student who is from mechanical engineering background. Let me see who he is. Yeah, his name is Akash. He's from BMS Engineering College, Bangalore, and he's from mechanical branch, but he was able to get into a core company called Invendis through our placement. Okay. So there'll be a diagram. One diagram will be there. I think that would be interesting for you to look into whatever I've been talking. So you can see this picture. Please, I request all of you take a look into this particular picture, where we say, which is important in your career, in order for you to build a career, which is important. Is era password is important, skills are important, or percentage is important, right? So often we forget, or we kind of underrate the importance of skill, but skill only plays the major role in getting these individuals placed. Right. Okay, I think this one. Yeah, this picture. So what I'm telling is, take a close look into this picture, where we say only skill matters. Okay, you can see there's a balance there, right? More weightage is given to skills, project, and then impressive resume than your branch, era, pass out, or percentage or CGP. Okay. This is about a brief. And mechanical engineers, civil engineers, material science engineers, we are hearing a lot of success story from students who are not from a circuit branch at all. And not only that, last category of success stories, I want to show you people who are in their campus, right? Either they're in 7th semester or they're in 8th semester. They would enroll for our course, And what happened is by the time they pass out, right, they finish their final year examination, they're coming out as a degree holder, right? So pretty much they would have been ahead of the job market competition because they already utilized their 6 months in their college and built their skills. So initially we were, quite surprised that so many people discovered us who are then studying 2022 pass out. Now anyways, this next year pass out is coming, right? We have students like Sri Sai, who attended our online course and got placed in, Continental. And similarly, we have Subhashis Panda, who is during his college, he did our course, got placed with one of the popular companies called Train Technologies. And Jitin Wadhwani was very active during our webinars, etc. So he got selected with Honeywell. And then similarly, we have Navyasri, who got placed with Electro-Pneumatics 5.16 LPA. And then we have Sai Murari, who is again an offline student. He joined LG for 4.8 lakh salary. Right. Similarly, we have Sriram. She's from Hyderabad, and she got 6 lakhs of package from Honeywell. So as with Robin Singh. So the point I'm trying to drive here is, even you can see Vinishant Singh, right? He joined in Active for a 5.5 lakh salary. Right? Nitin again is during the college itself he enrolled. He joined LG again for 4.8 lakhs. Simranjot Kaur, she's from Punjab, right? One more student was there from Punjab. I hope he's his classmate or a batchmate. She got selected with another very good company called Sema Connect. So like this, what I'm trying to say is the success stories are the inspiration for us all, just around everywhere. So it's important for us to realize that there are good amount of jobs available in the market. Only gap is happens with respect to skills. And as long as I'm able to build the skills, I will be able to win in the job market and get a job, like how many of them are already done. Okay. And my question I always challenge people in the webinar is, if all these people can do, or if all the students can do, why not you? What is preventing is nothing but your mental barrier, which hopefully by the end of the webinar you'll feel much more positive and much more energetic, that you can take the right decision for your career. So this is about the placement statistics. We saw 3 data so far. At a high level, what are the job trends are there? Second, we saw how many companies are coming to Emertxe on a month-on-month basis or year-on-year basis. And then we also saw when those opportunities are given to our students and what are our students are achieving. Right? Either somebody from a recent batch, older batch, online student, offline student, non-circuit branch students, is a working professionals. They are all able to achieve their career goal. But the important is you need to be committed. You need to give quality time for our class and labs. Just because there's a saying, right? Just because you buy a treadmill doesn't mean you lose weight. Every day you need to run on. Okay? Then only you will feel really in a weight loss or health goals, whatever you have, you'll be able to achieve. Similarly, just by joining our institution, signing up for the course does not give you a guarantee about placements. You need to work towards it. So definitely our mentors are there. They very closely work with you. They encourage you, they coach you well so that you become ready for these type of organizations. So this is about the success stories. Let me go back. Yeah. So we kind of come to the end of the first segment of the presentation. Right. So let me see, quite a number of questions are lined up. Let me take some questions. Okay. Let me go from bottom to top, because a lot of questions have been buried. Let me try to start from the latest one and go up. Just a minute. Let me take some questions. Let me go from the recent one. And there's a question from Yashwant. Yashwant is telling, sir, will my current experience of 1.5 years count as an IT job? So Yashwant, that depends on the company, how they wanted to consider your 1.5 years experience. Because we have seen two scenarios where some companies are ready to consider that particular experience, and they can also give you a higher designation with a higher salary. Right? And some companies won't. So, for example, we placed 2 students in Qualcomm sometime back. One student was considered as a pure fresher, whereas another girl, she had about, I think, year experience, it was considered, and she was given a next level. Again, it is purely up to the company, because we are not a decision makers. Right? We are only facilitating between our students and the recruiting companies. The placement companies are the right people to take the decisions. But yeah, companies do consider. Hope that answers your question. Then we have Gayatri. She's asking, sir, I'm a 2022 pass out working in a marketing domain. So can I join evening batch in online? Yes, you can do, Gayatri, because you come under the working professional bracket. Even though you are a recent year pass out, you can very well do that. Okay, there'll be 6 to 9 p.m., 6 to 7 there'll be lab, and 7 to 9 p.m. there'll be classes, right? And then intervention sessions will be there. I'll show you the timings and how the classes work in subsequent slides. Yes, definitely you can. Okay. Amit Varghese is asking, so what are the timings for evening batch for working people, and is the course fee for the same, right? We run. Let me answer in two ways. He's asking about timing and the fees part. Let me answer both of them separately. So when you talk about the class timings for the evening batch, as asked by Gayatri, 6 to 7 there'll be lab every day, 6:45, 6:50, and then you are given a small 10 minutes break. So at 7 o'clock the classes will resume. Right? 6 to 7 will be lab, and 7 to 9 it will be class. Right? Typically, you have to spend about 3 hours minimum. On top of it, we'll also be giving you the live chat support where you can connect to our mentors, seek your doubts, or if you're stuck somewhere, you can, take their help and unblock yourself. So that's the timing part of it. And with respect to course fee, we offer two types of courses. For example, we offer a offline course and online course. For them, the fee is different. Okay? Our counselors will be able to tell you exactly how much it is. But between an online morning batch and an online evening batch, there's no difference. For us, it's an online batch, right? And it's not like a morning or even it's more of a flexibility. In that there is no difference between working professionals, or sometimes in the evening batch even college students come and study, right? So definitely there's no difference between online morning batch and then online evening batch fees. Hope that's clear, Amit. Then we have Rashmi. She's asking, I'm a 2015 pass out. Do you think I have a chance? Yes, definitely. Why not, Rashmi? Because we play students who are even from 2011, 2012 pass out. As I said, right, this is a question, this is an answer I already gave you, but since you guys are repeatedly coming in a similar direction, I reiterate it once more. Era pass out, percentage, branch doesn't matter. Only the skills and how you're able to demonstrate the skills using an impressive resume, only that matters. So definitely you can get opportunities, Rashmi, no worries. So let us come down. Yeah, Aswar is asking, so could a second or third year student can take the course? Yes, you can, Aswar. I told you few students who took in the course in their third year and final year, by the time they finish that particular engineering degree, right, they were way ahead in their placements. But please note, when you are in a college and you're taking your course from us, you need to complete your engineering, then only you can start applying for placements. Because it's not like a campus interview. Campus interview, what happens? The companies will come in your pre-final year, select you and go. Then they'll give you probably a year's time for you to basically come and join the company. It doesn't work like that. Here, all the recruiting companies expect our students to join immediately. Okay? Except the case of working professionals where they need to serve notice period in the previous company, right? Which happens for some percentage of our students, right? But majority of them who are ready to join, they give immediate joining date. Because of that, they want to ensure that you completed an engineering company. So you can join if you're a second year, third year, or even final year students. As you can utilize your time really well, especially if you're final year students where the subjects will be less. There'll be more time given to project work, which anyways you know how to get things done. So that time you can invest. In fact, I showed you a few success stories in my student success story last section, right? So many students who enrolled for our course in the year of 2020, two pass outs, but they came before that, right? By the time they finished the engineering, they're hotcakes. The resume was looking really, really impressive. They got selected like that. So definitely, I recommend you can do that. Hope that's clear as per. Then Chetan Nahar is asking, what are the prerequisite basics to start the course? I would say nothing. Okay, nothing. So people ask me, sir, what should I learn and come? I say, come here and learn. Right? No prerequisite. You can be from any branch, anything, because every subject our mentors are going to teach, it will start from the scratch. Level 0. Yes, some of them do have some background, they might have some projects, and if the working professionals are there, they would have done some real work experience, etc. But what we don't, but from a mentor's point of view, they don't assume. They think that you are a integral person, things need to start from scratch. In fact, students are from non-circuit branch also there, right? So we want to ensure that things are taught from the scratch so that everybody will feel connected and then they learn well. Okay. Hope that's clear, Chetan. So what are the upcoming offline batch class timings? So Bharat, I'll show you the dates if you give me some time. In the later point my presentation, I have the dates of various batches. You can look into it and then decide. Okay. Rajesh is telling, sir, for one batch, there are almost 250 members, both offline and online. So 80% of them are placed. So Rajesh, what I would answer it in this way, right? Yes, see, admission numbers will vary. Some month it will be 250, some month it goes, beyond, even beyond that. But what I would suggest is look at it like that. Okay, I'm sure all of you would have discussed. I don't know how many of you have spoken to our council about our course. So when we calculate placement percentage, we take quite some time to calculate that. Okay, there's a reason behind it. I hope all of you would know that our placement policy is for 2 years. That is, when you join the course, after the 4th month, you can start applying. Probably we'll get into the next section. We'll discuss that, right? And you complete the course. From the time you complete, you can apply for placement for 2 years. So when I want to calculate the placement percentage for a batch, right, I need to wait for 2 years. Then only I will be able to arrive at absolute numbers, right? So, but we have done that. Okay, we have done that also. What we observed is, as long as they are regular, right, people are coming to the classes and attending, I would say we are able to achieve 100% placements. See, if somebody is not regular, they're not attending the weekly test, they're not participating in mock interview, God only can help them. Even God can't help. There's a saying, right? God help the people who help themselves, right? We don't want to talk about it. But yes, as long as you are regular, we are able to place 100% of the students. Okay, irrespective of numbers. Some batches we even get 500 people, right? Some batches we get 300 month on month. I'm telling, right? We don't get into that. We done the analysis. As long as you follow, 100% placement is guaranteed. But notice you have to follow. Okay? Some students will say, right? For example, sir, I want to join the course. Can you give me placement? No. It's the same thing, right? If you buy a treadmill, you will not lose weight. You have to run on the treadmill. Same thing goes here. Hope that's clear. Sir, ABB companies for placement, says Prajwal. Yes, Prajwal. See, as I told you, my placement, the slides are there, right? The logos, little bit old. In fact, you may not see what do you call, this one, Qualcomm and all. I'll try to update it next time, right? But yeah, ABB has come last month. ABB has come. As I told, Ather Energy has come, the electric vehicle company. I'm talking about last month's new additions to our placement portfolio. Yes, they're all hiring. Okay. In fact, the drive is happening. Evaluation is happening. Those companies. I request you to check our social media to get the latest updates. Then we have Ilyas Basha is asking, sir, good evening. This is Saik Ilyas from TVS Electronics. Today I have enrolled embedded systems course in online mode. What is the timing weekly? How many classes? So Ilyas, I hope you've gone for the evening batch. Okay, evening batch I already told you. Anyways, one more slide is there. Just watch it. I will give you a very detailed idea about your timings. Give me some more time. Okay. So then we have Tejas. So can we join now? BCS students completing our engineering. We get a job. I don't know what is BCS. I don't know, Tejas. Can you just be elaborate? Is the branch Bachelor of Computer Science? I don't know what do you mean by BCS. Okay. BCS during the computer science. I don't know. I'm not able to understand. Okay. So Harsha is saying, sir, both online and offline classes are in terms of teaching. Are there any differences? No differences, Harsha. They both follow same intensity. In fact, placements also remain the same. There's no. In fact, when the companies also recruiting, they don't care whether you are an online student or an offline student, right? They say, yeah, you are a student. Come, if you can prove me, I'll hire you. As simple as that. Okay. So I don't see they differentiate much. But for us, Emertxe, as far as we are concerned, it's the same. In fact, I recommend students to take online because online works out to be cost effective. Assuming that you are a non-Bangalorean, right? You are staying outside Bangalore and you need to travel all the way to Bangalore, and then people who are living in Bangalore, you will know, right? Cost of living is quite high in Bangalore. So considering all those factors, you can very well do the online course and then get the same benefits. Embedded courses offered for how many months, sir? 5 months online, Hafsa, Ibrahim. I'll just show you. Okay. Many questions are coming out the timing, class, in the subsequent section I'll talk about it. Then Yashwant is telling, can I convert online to offline afterwards? Yes, you can. Okay, you can join online and then you can join offline, but there's a fee difference. Our offline courses are slightly, more in terms of fee than online. As long as you're able to pay the delta fees, you can convert to offline, no problem. Okay. Weekend courses is available. No, Ranjit. Earlier we used to offer, but now we are not offering. Either it's an evening mode or a day mode. There's no weekend mode anymore. So Shubham Jangam is asking, can I get recording of the lecture if it is not possible to attend live? Yes, definitely. All the sessions will get recorded, including today's webinar classes is getting recorded. After today's webinar, my team will, do some minor edits. They'll send you this video also. And this video is also available in YouTube. The past version you might have already observed, right? So like that, all the classes will be recorded, and the access will be given. Those our classes, we don't keep it open, right? There's a system called LMS, Learning Management System. This is a portal where you can log in and then you will be able to access. In fact, Mubin will show you how to access and things shortly. I think he's in there. Let me take probably let me check. I think he's joined. Yeah, Mubin is joined. Maybe a few more questions, then I'll hand it over to him, where he will explain about the course duration, etc. One minute, a lot of windows open. Okay, let me go up. So Prajwal is asking online morning batch times. I'll show you, Prajwal. Give me some time. Do you provide study materials? Asking Srivali. Yes, Srivali. Everything will be made available to you via Learning Management System or LMS. Mubin will show you shortly. The entire resources, materials will be given to you. Okay. Then you have a long question from Santosh Bardi. Let me already read his question. Sir, Santosh from Gulbarga, running my own business in 2004. Okay. Completed diploma in EC in 2000 and familiar with components and devices, but planning to upskill myself with your course and develop my firm and work with embedded system. Is it possible? Because I have many challenges and want to develop new innovations and projects work for students. Yes, you can, Santosh. Definitely, our course will equip you to do what you are doing. Definitely, because if you see the course modules later point in time, right? It will all the topics. If you learn very well, you will be able to build an embedded system from the scratch, right? So that way it will definitely help you in your business also. Then Sanath is asking, so what about kits for hardline batches? You're talking about the hardware. Okay, so give us some time. Mubin is there. He will start explaining that. Again, more questions are coming about course now, right? Abhiram is asking, what exactly we are going to learn in the course? We'll cover that, the topics, etc. Few minutes. I think last question, then I will move on to Mubin. So I had a doubt. I'm a triple E student. What do you recommend, IoT or embedded system? It's again similar question which comes in every webinar, right? So we also offer an embedded system. Sorry, we also offer an IoT course. The question people ask is, should I go for embedded or should I go for IoT? Okay. So my answer is like this. So as far as placements are concerned, both the courses are same. Okay. Embedded, IoT, online, offline, they all going to attend the similar type of companies. But considering the future, where the skill set are heading, right? Because in our IoT course, you'll also learn along with embedded, you'll also learn about some of the cloud or application side of it. So having that skill set is always good. So I would recommend that you go for a IoT course. Okay. Gayatri is asking, sir, in the evening online batch, will it be a recorded session or live class? See, every class is a live class, Gayatri. Okay, every class is a live class. Whether it's you join as a day batch or evening batch, it will be live class. After the live class is done, like how we are doing today, live class, after that, the same thing will be recorded and given to you. Okay, via LMS. Mubin will show you. Okay. So all right, I think still there are some more questions. Sorry, I think I need to pause here. Mubin, are you there? Mubin? I think he's in mute.
Hello. Hi. Yeah.
Hi, good evening. How are
I'm
you?
audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Just give me 1 minute. I'm just switching my network.
Sure, no problem. So, guys, I know still there are some questions remain. I need to hand it over to Mubin. Then definitely we'll take many questions. No problem. Yeah, Mobin, we are able to see you.
All right. Yeah, thanks for confirming. Hello, everyone. Good evening. And let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Mobin, and I work as a technology head at Emertxe. And in this webinar, I'll walk you through the components of the course, like what exactly the course looks like in terms of the learning experience, in terms of what you'll be learning.
There's some network issue there from your side. Maybe you can switch off the
Briefly
video and try.
share the details. And I'll also walk you through a demo of how the actual classes look like in of and another for the microcontroller, the C programming module and module, how it looks like in terms of the online. And if you have any questions related to the delivery of the course, then you can feel free to ask it. I'll be happy to answer those queries. So let me share my screen.
I'll make you as a presenter.
Yeah, sure.
Mubin, maybe you may want to switch off your video because your audio is little broken.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So maybe I'll also go off the video so that we can. I'll join you back once Mubin is done. Okay. I think Mubin's voice
All
is
right.
clear now, guys. I think it should be clear now. Yeah. Prajwal is telling us. Great. So let me also go off the video. Mubin, please proceed.
Sure, thank you. All right, so I'll briefly talk about how the class delivery looks like, be it offline mode or online mode. What we teach is not going to change, only the mode of the delivery changes. So if you look at the course, embedded system course, we have like 7 subjects for the online mode and 8 subjects for the offline mode of delivery. Not much of a delta. So each module comprises of class. So you will be attending the classes on a daily basis, as well as lab sessions will be there on a daily basis. So in the class, we teach you about the concepts. Like for example, if there is a subject like C programming, you have to know about a specific topic. So the class mentor will explain you the concept in detail, and these topics are explained in such a way that there will be practical examples or code will be given, which you can type during the class itself or maybe after the class, so that you can understand the concept in a better way. So the class is taken by class mentors, and every day you will have around 2 hours of class. And for the online mode, you will be getting recorded sessions of the class as well, whereas for the offline mode, you don't get recorded sessions of the class. And these sessions are recorded and shared to you in a learning portal called as Learning Management System, which I'll be showing you briefly in a short moment. So after the class, you will also have lab sessions. So what we do in the lab is whatever concept you're learning in the class, you should be able to apply it practically. So in the lab sessions, we will assign you assignments as well as project. So assignments are nothing but shorter basically task or programs we should be working on. So these programs will help you to apply whatever concepts you learn in the class. So generally they are short in nature. In a day, for example, you should be able to do 2 or 3 assignments easily. Okay, at least you should be able to do 2 or 3 assignments by spending some amount of time after the class and lab sessions. So please understand, so one is class, which you're going to learn the concepts, and one is lab, wherein the lab mentors will explain you what that assignment is, what is the problem statement, and some hints on how you can approach the assignments. Whereas once you complete the class and lab, you have to spend a dedicated time on a daily basis, right? At least some time you have to spend. Understand that those who are freshers who are not working, they have ample time to work on these assignments. Whereas for working professionals, we understand you have a busy schedule. But in spite of that, since you are keen to basically learn about embedded systems and you want to switch a job and get a core job, it's very important that you spend some time on a daily basis. If not on a daily basis, at least weekly, you have to spend dedicated time to do the assignments and project. So apart from class and lab, we'll have to do assignments, and project will be given at the end of the module. So after completing the topics, we will assign you 1 or 2 mini projects which you have to work on and submit it. So project will help you showcase your skills. You can upgrade your resume to show that these projects I have done. So that will be a big value add for showcasing your skills to others, especially for shortlisting in companies. You have to show that you are capable enough to work on real projects, right? That is what you need to showcase. So to judge your basically performance, so we conduct objective test as well as module test. So objective test will comprise of MCQ or type or filling the blank time questions, which will evaluate your conceptual understanding of the topics as well as your logical skills. All right. So these tests are conducted regularly. So, but for the C programming module, we conduct more tests because eventually when you attend the interviews, we'll have to attend the written test first. And after the written test, if you clear the written test, we'll have face-to-face interviews. So our course is designed in such a way that if you do the assignments, the projects, objective test and module test, it will become very easy for you to crack the interviews. Okay, that's how it is designed. Nevertheless, right, whatever you're learning in future, after you get a job, it's going to help you to apply those concepts and continue your work in terms of completing the projects in your job. All right. So this is what a subject comprises of. And to help you to complete your task, we will support you not just during the class or lab. During the class and lab, you can ask your doubts. But very important thing is that once you start working on your own, how do you get support, right? This is very important thing. If you're getting stuck, not able to complete your assignments or need help in debugging your programs, etc. So we have a support mechanism which happens to be online remote support. So we have different channels for supporting you. One is we created a WhatsApp group. So in the WhatsApp group, all the batchmates will be added as well as mentors will also be added to that WhatsApp group. So idea of creating this group is that you can post your questions in the group. So we recommend to post your doubts in the group rather than asking the mentor individually, right? Don't ask doubts, just message the mentor individually, ask in the group. The reason for that is that others will also come to know, yes, you have this doubt, and they can also answer your queries. So peer-to-peer learning is encouraged. So we recommend you to post questions, and your batchmates can also help you. Batchmates are not able to help you. Yes, mentors are there to moderate the group, and they will also support you by answering your questions. So we also conduct doubt clearing sessions during lab. For example, you can ask your doubts, clarify questions related to your assignments or any of the topics which has been covered in the class. We also create a discussion forum in the Learning Management System LMS portal. So you can post your queries in the discussion forum, and our mentors will respond to your queries as well. Even your friends who are part of the batch can also answer. So that's about the online support. So this is critical for you to get things moving, right? It's just not just about class and lab. Support is something which is crucial for anybody who is doing their activities on a daily basis. So in terms of placement preparation, so you learn a subject. So we usually say that if you understand and learn whatever we are teaching, that is good enough to get you a job in any company. Yes, different companies have different requirements in terms of which subjects you should be good at, but irrespective of that, whatever you learn during the course, if you learn it thoroughly, if you do the assignments project, that is more than enough to get a job in any good company. But irrespective of that, we also have some additional sessions and dedicated sessions for you to prepare for placements. So in terms of basically helping you prepare for placements, we conduct mock interviews. We also conduct placement eligibility test or placement screening test. So these tests will be conducted as soon as you complete the C programming module, or maybe you start with data success module. So this will help you to evaluate yourself, right? Where you stand in terms of your understanding level, where you stand in terms of your communication. It's going to help you. So apart from that, we have a huge database of company specific questions, right? So this database exclusively available with Emertxe. So hundreds of companies, every month, 100 companies, right? More than 100 companies visit our campus for placements. So we collect all those questions, and we also have information about what basically subjects you need to prepare for which company, etc., which will help you to get prepared more. It's not like something new you're going to learn. So it is just that you get an idea, okay, for this company, I need to prepare more on these subjects, right? Or these type of questions I can expect. So that will give you confidence. And when you attend the interviews, it becomes easier for you to crack the interviews. So we do conduct prep test, right? Company specific prep test also we conduct, okay? So we also conduct interview preparation sessions. For example, mentors, so we'll conduct dedicated preparation sessions for C programming or important questions, C programming and other subjects as well. So apart from that, for every company that visits for hiring, we create a WhatsApp group. I'll show an example of how what is the use of that WhatsApp group. So whenever, for example, a company comes like LG or NXP or any other company that comes, so what we do is we create a WhatsApp group, and any communication which is related to that company, related to that hiring, will be happening through the WhatsApp group. For example, we share the schedule. Students also update after completing the test and interviews in terms of how was the interview experience, what kind of questions were asked, etc. Everything will be shared in the WhatsApp group. So this will help us communicate better, and you can prepare well for the specific company drive. So we do have a dedicated placement team who's responsible for conducting the placement drives, and they will closely work with every student to facilitate in terms of helping them attend the interviews, and even help facilitating them by sharing the interview questions. And they will be constantly in touch with the clients, like they'll share updates with respect to the placement drives, like schedule, etc. Everything will be communicated to you by the placement team. So we have a very strong placement team with us. So apart from that, we do have a student success team. So the student success team responsibility is to make sure that they monitor the students' performance and share feedback to the students. So it's very important that somebody is there to keep checking how the students are performing, right? So we monitor the students' performance based upon these parameters. For example, whether they're attending the class regularly, are they doing the lab, are they doing the assignments, project, objective, etc. So all these parameters will be monitored, and based upon your performance, they will be sharing the feedback with you. So if there is a need for improvement, they will share what you need to do so that you can improvise and do better, etc. Okay, so that's what basically the student success team is all about. So this is a brief summary of what the course comprises of. Apart from the subject, what additional things we conduct, like placement preparation sessions we do conduct, and there is something called a Disha workshop that I think Jaykumar will touch upon. So we do have a dedicated support channels through WhatsApp group as well as discussion forums, and we have a student success team who will be closely monitoring your performance, and they will also share feedback to you. So next, what I'll do is I will share 2 short videos of how the actual class is delivered in the online mode. So many of you will get an idea of how the online course gets delivered. All right. So let me share a demo of the C programming topic, wherein a concept called arrays are explained. It's not an extensive video. We just created a snippet, small recording. And after the C programming video, I'll also share another recording of how the microcontroller topic is taken on the online mode. All right, so you can watch this.
These are the total memory allocated. Now, after an array has been declared, maybe I want to give the values into the array, because just the array's declaration will have garbage value. Assume I take int array of size 5. Okay, there has to be 20 bytes of memory allocated. Assume this is the 20 bytes of memory allocated for the array. So I am storing 5 integers. So each integer takes how many bytes? Each integer takes how many bytes? Correct. So each integer takes 4 bytes. So if the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? If the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? Assume this is 1000. Where will be the next element present? Yes. Each of the element uses 4 bytes. So it is 1004, then 1008, 1012, 1016. To access the array's element, you have to go with something called as the index number. An index number varies between 0 to size minus 1. So very first element will be in index 0, second element will be in index 1, third element will be in index 2, fourth element will be in index 3, and fifth element will be in index 4. Okay. If you just declare the array like this, the array's element will have garbage value by default. So in order to not have a garbage value present inside the memory block, maybe I want certain values to made sit inside it. In such cases, I have to do the array's initialization. To initialize the array, here inside the curly braces, I have to give 5 elements: 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. In that case, that value will be written here. That will be 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, this is how I declare the array. This is how I do the initialization, and this is how the memory for the array will be allocated. Accessing happens with respect to the index number varying between 0 to size minus 1. See here, data type, name, size, where size represents the number of elements. So the total memory occupied by the array is number of elements multiplied by size of an element. That is in turn size into size of the data type. If this is the array I am going to take of 5 size with the values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, this will be the array. So the very starting address of the array always is called as the base address of the array. This address 1000 will always be called as the base address of the array, or you can also call it as starting address or address of the very first element of the array. All of them means the same, but we usually refer it as base address. Okay, you can call it as base address, or you can call it as the starting address, or you also can call it as the address of first element. Okay, the starting address is called as the base address or starting address or address of the first element of the array. So then it is plus 4, plus 8, plus 12, plus 16. Index has to vary between 0 to size minus 1. So it has to be starting from 0. An array is a collection of similar data type. Elements occupy consecutive memory locations. First element will be in the lowest address and last element will be in the highest address. Elements are indexed from 0 to size minus 1. So if the size of the array is 5, index will vary from 0 to 4. Accessing out of the range array elements would be an illegal access. So whenever you have to access the elements of the array, you have to go with the name of the array, then the index number. Okay. So array of 0, array of 1, like this, you have to go with the index number. So if the index number varies between 0 to 4, I can access only between array of 0 to array of 4. Out of the boundary, that is accessing array of minus 1 or accessing array of 5 is not allowed. It is an illegal access where you might get to see a error. So accessing out of the range array elements would be illegal access. You should not access the elements in array of minus 1 and array of size. And once the memory for the array is allocated, it can never be altered in the runtime. That is, while executing the program, the array size can never be modified. So if you declare an array like this, it will be 20 bytes of memory allocated for sure. So this size can never be altered throughout the program. Again, here in double denum of size 6, there will be 48 continuous bytes already allocated. You never get a chance to increase or decrease the size once it has been allocated. So this is the concept of array. Clear this much? Okay. So have this one noted. The next we will see is how to print the elements of the array. Okay. So there are different ways of printing the array's element, which we will be seeing shortly. Before that, have this one noted. So the next we have got is to print the array's element. So when you are supposed to print the array's element, we usually go with the name of the array and the index number. But that has to be done on a repetitive manner. So what is it necessary to be used? What is it necessary to be used if I have to print? Yes, loop is definitely necessary. So I can print the array's element in any of a loop considered. Observe. Okay. So first I try printing it in a for loop. Int array of size 5. I also do the initialization with 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. I need another integer variable I for the sake of index. So I will first say it as printf arrays elements are. Okay. So I run a for loop for I is equal to 0, I less than 5 and I plus plus, because 5 is the size of the array. Inside this, I go with the printf. Sorry. Yeah, so printf %d \n comma array's name with index. Okay, so first array of 0 will be printed when I will have a 0 taken, then array of 1, then array of 2, array of 3, array of 4. When I becomes 5, 5 lesser than 5 will be condition false. You come out of the for loop. Observe the output here. So I am compiling and executing. These are the array's element which I am printing using a for loop. Let me change this. I try printing using a while loop. So if it has to be with respect to the while loop, go with an initialization done for the variable I. Then you can have it taken something like this. While I is lesser than 5. So then you can print using the same statement. Okay. So this is how you print. Is this sufficient? Is this sufficient? Correct. So I plus plus is necessary to be done because I will constantly be 0 all the time. So 0 lesser than 5 will be true, array of 0 will be printed. Then it has to be array of 1, array of 2, array of 3. So I plus plus is required.
Module wherein for the online classes we use the
This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. In today's class, let's see how we can write an embedded program to toggle the LEDs connected to the board bill. So now to write the embedded program, we are going to use the tool MPLAB XID. So you can see here. So this is the MPLAB XID. If you open this, you will see this as a starting page. So some projects are mentioned here, data sheet is available here. Even if you worked on some recent project, that list is available. See, and even you will get the microchip login. So if you have a login ID password, you do the login, and you can do the purchase on a microchip website, right? Okay, so now let me go back to the question. So question was, we wanted to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. So now here in this MPLAB ID, you can see these are the different tools available. So we can use these tools as per the requirement. For example, this is to create a new file. It's to create a new project. It is to open the project. This option is to do the build. You can see different many options are there. So as per the need, what we will do, we will take an approach. Whatever we need it, we will start using those things. Now here in this MPLAB XID, I already created a project and kept it ready. So project name is what? LEDs. So in this project, I created. So when this project is created, this MPLAB XID create some organized sections. You can see here. So now to write this program, to write the embedded code, we need a main.c. So generally .c files goes here in this source file sections. Header files goes here, make file will go here, linker script will go to this section. If you need any libraries, if you are planning to add any libraries, then those goes into this section. And finally, this is the place for your executable file. So let me go to the main.c. So you can double click and open the main.c in the editor window. So now you can see I'm defining two macros. So instead of using port D directly, so what I did, since if you see the hardware on the hardware, so you are having total 16 LEDs. So this is the PiximLab simulator board. So it's having total 16 LEDs. So currently we are going to toggle LEDs connected to the port D. These are the these are the 8 LEDs out of 16. So these 8 LED array we are going to toggle. Toggling means on off we are going to do. So now since I'm having 8 LEDs, I'm defining the micro LED array as a port D, and to give the direction to the port pins there is a register RISD. I'm defining that with name LED array data direction register. Now you can see here comes my main. So here I'm calling init config function. So this function is to do the initialization. So what we are doing, so in main itself, we are not doing initialization. It doesn't look good. So there is a separate dedicated function to do the initialization. It is init config. So control will go here and here in this init config. So initially what we are doing, if we are using LED, we need to set the pin direction as output. So I'm writing my LED array data direction register as a 0. It will set port D pin as the output, and to start with initially I will keep all LEDs connected to the port D as a off. So to turn off the LED, I need to load 0. So I'm writing here 0. So LEDs remain off, fine. And here comes our while one. So if you see any embedded system, once you turn on the embedded system, it runs forever, right? It goes into infinite loop. So here come my infinite loop while one. So inside this while one, we are going to write our application. So what is our application? We wanted to toggle the LED. So here is my instruction to toggle the LED. So I'm writing LED array equal to tilt of LED array. So what it will do? It will toggle the values of this LED array. If it is 0, it will make it 1. If it is 1, it will make it 0. So now you can see. So this is what 0x00. So after execution of this instruction, this LED array value becomes 0xFF. So entire port becomes 0xFF. All port bits become 1. So all LED turn on. LEDs are going to be turned on. And here what I'm doing. So before going to this instruction once again, I'm putting the delay. So if this delay is not there, what happens? We will not be able to see the LED toggling. So it will happen at very fast rate. Due to the persistence of vision, we will not be able to capture it. So I added the delay. Then after this delay, what happened? Next time, since we are in the while one, control will go back here. So again, we are changing the LED array value from what? FF to 0. So now what happened? LED become off, then again delay. So like this way, we are making LEDs on, LEDs off. Fine. Now. So we have to build the code. We have to compile the code. How we can do? So here in this mplab xid, I install x8 compiler. So that's why this header file is also included related to the compiler. So now how you can do the build? So you can see here is one option to do the build. So let me click on that. It will start doing build. My project is getting a build. Now you can see build is going on. So it will take some time. Please wait.
Hi Jay,
Now see
am I
build is
audible?
successful. That means
Yeah,
your
Mubin.
hex file is
Yeah,
created,
something
and
happened
even
to the
it will
video. It
give you
stopped
the
in between.
memory summary of your project. So now my
Okay.
hex file is
Yeah, it
created
got
and it
frozen
is
or something
loaded
like
on.
that.
So now what we can do, so we
I'm not
can load
sure.
that hex
Not
file
able to
where
replay it.
in this board. So we can run
Let
that
me
hex
try
file
to play it
here
again.
in this microcontroller. So this is
Yeah,
the
I think it looks okay.
heart of this board. So
Is it
basically
playing?
here
No,
we
right?
are
Yeah, it's
using
playing. Yeah.
PIC16F877A
Okay.
microcontroller. So we are going to load the hex file here. How? So you can go to the file, you can select the load hex. You have to navigate wherever your project is stored. So let me navigate. So now, just for the sake of simplicity, I kept the project on the desktop. So let me select that. Now again, you have to go to the distribute directory. So basically, you have to use this path. After build successful, it is prompting the path where X file is available. I'm just referring that. Then you have to go to the default production. Here is the X file. Let me open. Okay, expected output is what? These LEDs should toggle, but it's not happening. Why? Because these DIP switch related settings are not done. So to turn on the LEDs connected to the port D, this DIP switch, second one, you have to pull this switch up. So let me do that. So it's down. You have to pull it up. So let me select. Now you can see the change here. So what this program is doing, it's running in this microcontroller and it is toggling the LEDs. And even we are able to see that toggling very clearly, right? Okay, so this is our program, our embedded code to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. Fine.
Mubin.
Yes, I think the video is done, right?
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, because it's for me it's frozen. Okay,
No problem. You can cut over.
All right, so I think everybody got an idea of how the online session is delivered for the modules which we take, so especially for the last video wherein we demonstrated how simulator can be used to write a microcontroller program using MPLAB X IDE. So this IDE facilitates us to write the microcontroller based program and flash it onto a hardware based simulator which is called as PixSimLab. And this simulator you can use it to run the hex file which has been loaded onto it. So in terms of writing the code and running it, there's not much difference on how you work on a real hardware versus on how you work on a simulator. You'll get to write the same program, and output also you can visualize. So apart from this, what I will do is I will demonstrate how the learning management system looks like. So basically, we share all the resources related to the course and the task which you need to work on, like including assignments, projects, etc. So these are available as part of a learning management system. Let me share my screen. So is my screen visible? Jay, can you confirm?
Yes, Bobin, it is visible.
Okay, yeah, thanks. So whenever you enroll for a course, we give you access to a learning management system. In this learning management system, all the course related materials will be shared to you. So for example, this particular student has already completed the course, and we can see how the dashboard looks like. Yes, maybe some topics may not be, maybe left over. Actually, maybe he might not have watched recorded videos. That's why showing 75%. In fact, most of the thing has been completed by him. So different subjects will be shared to you in the learning management system. So initially you'll have one subject. As the course progresses, multiple basically subjects will be added to your LMS. So like subjects including advanced C, microcontrollers, Linux internals, then we have like Disha sessions, data structures, C++, all these subjects will be accessible to you as the course progresses. So you can also see apart from you, there are other students who are also currently logged in and accessing the learning management system, right? So in the last 5 minutes, so showing a snapshot actually. In fact, hundreds of students will be currently accessing the learning management system. So whichever module you want to basically access, especially a current module, for example, let's say C programming. All right, so let me click on this course or this module, C programming module. So every module or every course looks like this. So you have access to your attendance, you have access to discussion forum, you have access to resources including your slides. Okay, you can look at your the slides which we will share it with you. For example, if you look at basic refresher, I'll open the slide and show it to you how it looks like. So basic refresher itself, one chapter, there are like 120 pages are there, right? And these slides are quite detailed, right? It's like explanation is given, how to convert, for example, number from one base to another. For every topic, we'll give you slides which you can access and you can revise those concepts. Okay. So apart from slides, you'll also get access to other resources. For example, there is assignments. So assignments, you can submit it online. Okay, so you can write assignments in your laptop or desktop, as well as you can upload those assignments here, which will get automatically evaluated. Okay, so assignments will be auto evaluated, so you can submit your assignments here. So this is just a view of how the assignment looks like. So advantage of using or learning management portal is that once you complete your assignment, you can submit the assignment as soon as you complete it, and it will tell you whether assignment is correct or not without human intervention. You don't have to wait for your mentor to tell you whether it's right or wrong. So we have an automated grading platform which will tell you, okay, whether your assignment is 100% perfect or not. And if something is not working, we'll give you feedback also, which you can correct and make it perfect. All right. So apart from assignments, we can get access to other resources, including quizzes. Okay, so you can see here. So this is like already completed quizzes. You have objective test, right? There are objective tests are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can also see the performance, how much a particular student scored. There is module test. You can see what is the score for the module test and so on. So these tests will help you to prepare well for the interviews also, because in interviews they will, before the interviews they conduct the test. So by attending these tests, you will become much more confident, and you should be able to crack the interviews without much difficulty. Okay, so apart from quizzes, we have access to discussion forum. Okay, other resources also there. For example, all the course related slides as well as recordings are there. Class recordings, for example. So once you attend a class, live class, let's say you want to watch it later also, you can click on the recorded videos which is available here, and you can revise those concepts. Similarly, let's say you are working professionally and you miss out any of the live classes, you can always come back and watch the recorded videos so that you don't miss out on those sessions. So we recommend you to attend the classes live, but in case you miss out those sessions, you can always watch the recorded sessions for the class as well as the lab. Okay, so lab sessions also recordings will be available. So that is a brief about what the learning management system is about. Apart from that, there is a discussion forum available. Let me maybe pick another course for you, like let's say Linux systems course. And let me go to the discussion forum for that specific module. Okay, so discussion forum is useful if you want to ask doubts, right? So it's similar to your Stack Overflow, etc., wherein you can post your question, right? So anybody who has any doubt, they can post their question, right? So for example, there's a question over here asking like recursive function, right? Somebody's asking a doubt, a problem, understand recursive function, how to use it. Somebody asked a question, somebody's answered, etc. So this will help you. Okay, so that is about the discussion forum. This way you will not basically feel like, let's say, lag in completing the task, right? So often you're stuck, there should not be lag in getting support, etc. So discussion forum will help you to get support. Apart from discussion forum, WhatsApp is also available. Similarly, you will get responses. So that is about the learning management system. There are other things, maybe once you enroll, you'll get to know. You can also see your grades also, right? For example, you click on grades, you will come to know how your performance is, right, in that specific subject, right? There are scores are given for every project, attendance there is score, right, etc. Assignment there is score. Eventually for that specific subject, you'll get a score as well as a grade, right? This particular student scored 85%, which is good, in fact. So that's about the learning management system. Apart from that learning management system, we also have something called as a WhatsApp group. Just give me a moment. Okay. Easy. Share the screen again. So for every batch, we create a WhatsApp group. So multiple WhatsApp groups are there. Hope you can see my screen. So this particular batch, currently the class session is going on. You can see people are posting the output, right? You can see somebody is posting their output. People are sharing their basically progress, right? So maybe the mentor is asked to submit what you're doing. So they are completing the code and submitting the task, right? And if there are any doubts, for example, you can post your queries. So we are there to support you. Okay, so there are multiple batches. You can always use the WhatsApp group to post your queries, and mentors will be there or other students will be there or ready to help you. Okay, this is happening live. If you can observe, right? You can see it's happening live. Similarly, for companies also, we create WhatsApp group. Let me select LG, right? So different companies, you can see we have created a WhatsApp group. So for example, you can see somebody has submitted the interview schedule here, right? There's shared interview schedule, right? So our placement department has passed the basically shared the schedule, and these candidates are having interview on this day, etc. So we have a very signed support mechanism, be it placements, be it course delivery, which is a very much differentiating factor for you, right? Which you will find it very much beneficial for you in terms of the task, in terms of getting placed. So if you have any questions related to the course or related to the placements, etc., feel free to ask now. So over to you, Jay.
Thanks, Mubin. Let me come back. Just a minute. So thanks, Mubin. I think there are some questions. Let me try to read it for you. Okay, there are some questions whichever I could answer. Otherwise, I'll read it. Mubin, give me a few minutes. Yeah. So there's a question from Yashwant. He's asking, what is the average time to get a job after completing the course? See, Yashwant, that purely depends on the student. As far as we Emertxe is concerned, your placement eligibility happens around after the 4th month. Once you clear the placement eligibility test, after that you can start applying for the placements. So when a student will get placed, it depends on how sincere or how regular the student is. For example, we have seen students who are completed the eligibility immediately after when they apply for the first company, they get selected in the 5th month itself, right? And some take maybe 7 or 8 months, some take even 1 year time, okay, from the time they join the course. It purely depends on the student, okay. And then Ilyas is asking how many modules. I think Mubin has mentioned. And Sushant is asking, sir, when will be the course get started? Sushant, I'll show you the latest dates in the subsequent slides. I have the latest dates for the month of February. I'll just show you that. And what is the cost of the course? Rahul is asking. So Rahul, our counseling team would be the right person to answer the questions on the course fee, because the course fee, they have certain schemes running. For example, they have the installments running. They have certain scholarships running. Towards the end, I'll show you their contact details. You can get in touch with them. They'll be able to answer you. Okay. Shaikh Fatima is asking, sir, please answer to my questions. Let me see, Shaikh, what the questions you asked. Let me try. Yeah, Satish is telling what is the basic requirement and how much duration needed for the course completion. As Mubin has already mentioned, you can be from any engineering background. That's a minimal expectation that we have with the first class in that, minimum 60% or 6 CGPA, whatever it is. And it will be a 5 to 6 months course. Okay. Then fee details, as I already said, please get in touch with a team of counselors, career counselors. They'll be able to help you with. I'll share the contact details towards the end. So it's a common mail ID and a common phone number. If you dial the number, I suggest you call them. Then they will be able to clarify your query. Can you share the session recorded link and syllabus details? Yes, this recorded video will share it with you. It's probably joined a little late. Okay. Then curriculum, I think it is already explained. Yeah, Shubham is asking, sir, do we have to be physically present to give the placement drive? So Shubham, that depends again based on the company. Okay. during the pandemic days, the placement drive 100% shifted online. Means every company was doing not only recruitment, even the onboarding. After they're getting selected, they even start working from the office. Everything was happening. But as we recovered, companies have kind of taken hybrid approach. Some companies, yes, they do ask you to come to their office and attend that maybe a final round of interview or something like that. Again, that will be clearly mentioned. Depending on that, you can take a decision. Okay, but majority of the companies are looking hiring in the online mode only. Okay? It is not necessary that you need to travel. Yeah, for some companies, if the client asks, the placement company asks, you have to. Okay. Then Yashwant is asking, will my stream important to get a higher packages? No, we even have, I think, one student from mechanical engineering. He got a 12 lakh salary. Absolutely no barrier with respect to branches. Okay. Then Amit Varghese, how will online batches access lab equipments? How also working hours for office people are mostly till after 6. How do they manage to join the class starting at 6, right? So I hope both the questions were answered. The lab equipments primarily using the simulator, we'll be able to handle. And similarly, working professionals, yes, it is challenging, okay, because you have to manage your timings based on that. Okay, I would suggest that. And then Shaikh is Fatima says, sir, embedded systems or IoT, which one to choose, sir? I think I already answered my question. Okay, both the courses are good with respect to the placements, but considering the futuristic view, right, in terms of your where the entire thing is moving to the cloud, etc. I suggest go for IoT course. Okay. Then let me come down. Yeah. Then we have Arul. Can I refer my friend? Yes, why not? Okay, please refer to your friends. Then Kalyani is asking for 2016 positive also will get job after the completion of training. Yes, Kalyani, we have many students. I in this meeting in the beginning, I'm not sure you've seen that. I shown some of the example of 2018, 17, right? We gone all the way up to I think somewhere in 2012. Yes, people do get placements. And then Hari Kiran is asking, sir, is there any problem with having year gap after graduation? I think this question was also already answered. No problem. Year gap, whether after graduation, between BTech and MTech, any sort of year gap is fine. Okay. As I already told you, companies recruit our students because they have a specific skill set. If they are bothered about year gap, they won't come to us. They go for a campus interview, right? So, since they come here for a skill, they're looking forward how well you can demonstrate the skill rather than looking which era pass out and things like that. Okay? Absolutely no problem. I have tons of people with year gap, and then some students get the year gap due to things like, for example, preparing for UPSC exams, IAS exams, gate coaching they're done. Are they preparing for other government examinations, bank examinations, personal reasons, pregnancy break, family financial situation? There are tons of reasons why people have that break, right? All those reasons, absolutely no problem. You can get a career break through us. Okay. Satish is asking, is there any company using AML with IoT? Yes, majority of them are, because AML depends a lot on data, based on which they then written certain algorithms and do certain predictions based on certain machine learning models. For all the solutions, data plays an important role, for which the IoT device, wherever the sensors are integrated, plays an important role. So that way, the AML and the IoT, these days becomes inseparable. Wherever you need an AML, you need an IoT. Wherever there's an IoT solution, there is an AML, right? So that way, they become quite inseparable these days. Core companies are available. What is the average salary? Rahul is asking. So Rahul, yes, all of them are core companies. I don't know what are you asking about, right? All the companies recruit from us are into core electronics, embedded companies, working in various verticals like semiconductors, robotics, electric vehicles, etc., which I showed you already. What's the average salary? Again, it depends on the company. I would say the average salary is somewhere around 4.1 lakhs. That's what we get our students started with, and it goes all the way up to 28, 29 LPA. Depending on the company. Okay? And here the salary is also bucketized, right? We have many companies in that 4 to 5 type of range. Then have many companies around 6 to 10 kind of a range. Then 10 plus 15 is in range. So we have multiple buckets of companies in different compensation ranges. Hope that's clear. I am from CSC. Which course is best for me? Surya, you can decide by yourself. Myself, I'm me and Mubin, we both are from computer science, right? Okay. So branch doesn't matter. So which course do you suggest for a mechanical stream percentage, Yashwant? Both the courses, right? It's your choice. And I also told my recommendation, if I value, I'll go for an IoT course, right? Absolutely no problem. Branch doesn't matter. The reason being our mentors start every subject from the scratch. Then Prajul is asking, sir, I'm 2023 pass out. Can I become a campus ambassador? Oh, okay. So we run a campus ambassador program, which I think, this week we are closing the application. You can go on and apply, Prajul. I hope you already applied. In that case, we will run through a selection process. If you are making the selection process, why not? Okay. We'll see. Okay, hope to see you there. Can you name few IoT companies with AAML? I don't have on top of my mind, Satish. Okay, please look into your social media. We keep entire data update in our social media. Go to the website and check. I don't have immediate thing. I think there's one company which I remember, Sixth Energy was something, a company. Then we have something called Real Things, Cognate Things. Wherever there's a things comes into picture, there's internet things getting applied, and there is an AAM. Right? These 4 or 5 are immediately comes to your mind. You can go and check all the details from your social media. I have completed MCS, Master of Computer Science. I am eligible. See, Ajit, one challenge that we have currently with respect to placement companies, where we are able to break the branch barrier, right? Any branch can apply, but still we are not able to break the barrier with respect to the qualification. So all the companies which are recruiting from us would expect you to have a minimum of an engineering degree, a BTech BE degree or an MTech ME degree. Okay, I'm not sure about when you say MCS, whether you've done from abroad or India. If it is, but they're still not allowing MSc in India. Okay, if you can add some more detail, because I don't know MCS, I never heard it. Okay, if you let me know if you've done it after your BTech in engineering, no problem. But minimum BTech is required for all our companies. Then we have Satish again asking, will you provide placement support abroad? No, not as of now, Satish. We do have global aspirations to go. In fact, some of the students who are participating abroad, these questions comes to us regularly. All our companies recruitment happens based out of India only. Okay. Is battery management system is included in the course? Oh, I don't think so. Battery management system, generally comes under IoT type of thing. I don't think that is part of that. Yeah, power management type of topics are there. Probably we'll touch base that during our microcontroller course. Okay, microcontroller module. Then Tejas is asking, in between VLS and embedded, which is better? Okay. See, again, it depends. You're asking about whether you are a IoT or embedded, right? See, please note they both are not similar. Even though people are asking for basically similar, but VLSI is entirely into hardware. What we do is entirely up to core firmware or a middleware or a embedded software, right? They both are very different. Okay? Don't compare these two. It depends. Again, if you're a person who are interested in the hardware side, go for VLSI. If you're looking for a software programming coding, go for embedded side. So Rashmi is asking, since I already okay, enroll for embedded, is it possible to make a transition to IoT course? See, don't jump. Okay, don't jump the course just because I'm telling IoT, right? Since people ask before enrolling, I recommended that. If you already taken an IoT course, nothing to jump. It is good enough. Do the embedded course properly, Rashmi. Okay. So no need to jump. If you want to still jump, go ahead. Our counselors will help you. Okay, nothing wrong in that. But since you asked before joining, right, I recommend go for IoT. If you already joined, I'm embedded, no problem. Embedded itself will give you enough opportunities, no issues. Then we have Yashwant asking, is mechanical engineering student eligible to attend all the interviews conducted from your end? See, we cannot say all. Okay, because every company will put their eligibility. I'll show it to you in the subsequent slides. I have the last small piece left about the placements thing, right? If the companies are allowing, yes, but as I said, right, a good number of companies allow mechanical engineers, not all. Okay, good number of them. That's where I showed you some success stories of mechanical engineers getting selected, civil engineers getting selected, right? There are. Okay, so given that, just look at like this, Yashwant, right? Rather than asking whether every company looks at it or not, let us put some rough mathematics. Let's say 100 companies are coming per month, right? Even let's say 30 companies are allowing. I'm telling you minimalistic or a rough or a pessimistic estimate, right? Monthly 30 companies are allowing you. What more you want? Okay, I would put like see it on the positive side rather than seeing the negative side, but not all. Some will be particular, saying that ECE, EEE like that, or CSE. They would expect you to come from a circuit branch, but I don't think that's a big deal. Okay? Then we have Deep Prajapati. I'm a 2014 pass out in electrical engineering with 6 years of experience. Can I go for an embedded course? Yes, you can. Deep. There are many people similar to you. Not only they've taken the course, they also achieved the career transition into embedded. No problem. Then Matthew is asking, sir, is having active backlog an issue for all companies? Yes, active backlog is an issue, Alex. Matthew, Alex, I don't know how to pronounce. Okay, Matthew will say. But what we suggest our students who are having a backlog? Okay, you join the course, you complete all the backlogs, then you apply for placements. Okay, so they don't allow you to carry any active backlog. But as I said, for the students who are in the final engineering, right? All our companies, recruiting companies, expect you to finish their engineering. You need to have a provisional degree certificate with you, right? So in that perspective, you see, since you're having a backlog, you join the course, parallel, you finish or complete your backlog as soon as possible in the nearest given the supplementary exam or something like that. After that, you can start applying for placements. But yes, while you are applying for placements, you should have cleared all your backlogs. Hope that's clear. Kalyani is asking, sir, are you providing placements in abroad? Some companies provide after 1 year. It is possible. Not yet, Kalyani. Okay, because we don't want to commit something and then not able to do that. Okay, we'll never do that. Rather, we do reverse. We under commit, we under promise and over deliver. You know, as a culture, as an organization, we've been like that. If something is not possible, we'll tell upfront not possible. Okay, we do have plans, but not now. So because creating such kind of a placement network outside India, it's a altogether a different ball game. I don't think we are there yet. You know, we have quite some distance to go there. Okay? Not now. I think Deep has asked thingy. Sonal is asking about timing of morning classes. See, Sonal, the morning classes. Of course, I think you're asking for a online morning class. It varies. It starts from 9:30 in the morning, right? 11:30, 2:30. There are slots available. So wherever there's a mentor available, wherever that particular batch is available, you will be allocated to that. Okay, Yashwant is asking, do we have good placements, IoT or embedded? I would say both. I've been telling you, right, with respect to placements, there is no difference. Both the courses are having equal placement opportunities. Okay. Tejas is asking, is this course fully based on C language or assembly language? Primarily C language, Tejas. Okay, but yeah, we do add a flavor of C++ into it, but predominantly it's a C programming. As long as you know the C programming very well, definitely you'll have a wonderful career built in the domain of embedded systems. Because even today, more than 80-85% of embedded systems use C programming because of many reasons. If I explain it, it's already 9-10. It'll further drag. But if you know C programming very well, definitely you can build a wonderful career. Assembly language you don't teach. Never course. Weekly, how many classes can you know? 6 days a week. Okay, Monday to Saturday we work. Our classes and labs are conducted all the 6 days. Then MBS Abhiram is asking, does history of backlogs affect in placements? May not be. If you're clear, it should be fine. Okay. See, again, I'm telling you, right, the companies are not much bothered about your branch, year of pass, or whether you had a backlog or not. But yeah, this question might come up in the later rounds of interview, especially, for example, see, let me assure you, when you're going for the first round of technical interview, nobody bothers whether how many backlogs you had. Okay, as long as you clear the technical round, you're fine. Nobody's going to be on bother you. 100%. Be rest assured. But yeah, later when you go for a HR round or a manager round, when they look into your profile, or when they look into your background, they may ask why you had the backlog, and you may want to explain the reasons behind it. That's all. But that will not be something oh, you had a backlog, I will not select you. Somebody scored better, in their engineering, I'll select you. No. What they consider is how well you performed in the course. In fact, Mubin showed in the LMS, right, where you can get that particular grade. How well you performed in your course, in the Emertxe course. That's what matters to the placement companies. So if it affects, I don't think so. You can just explain the reasons behind it. But if you perform well in the interview, I don't think that becomes any issue. I have many students who had backlog. They all cracked very good companies. Okay, no issue. But yes, you should have cleared it. I think I clarified with Alex. By the time you attend for the interview, you should have cleared all the backlogs. Tejas is asking, sir, Tejas, any backlog student can join this course? I think I explained it, Tejas. Hope that clarify this. Dinesh is telling, sir, please answer my questions. I'm not able to see your question, Dinesh. Maybe you can type it once again. There's a lot of questions. Will all the slides will be used to the participants for further usage? Yes, all the slides will be used, shared with you. Okay. The entire LMS access will be given to you. Interesting question from Satish. What certificates we get? So we get two type of certificates. Okay, let me quickly show you guys. So as some of you will know, Emertxe is an affiliated institution with Skill India. Skill India under Electronic Centric Skill Council of India, we are affiliated, where once you complete the course, you need to apply for a certification with Skill India. We facilitate that, you don't need to worry. And the officials from NSDC or the ESSCI will come and evaluate you, and upon you clearing the evaluation, you will be given this particular certificate. Let me flash the certificate for you guys, the screen. So this is a certificate from Skill India. You can see this is one of the old student, I would say. Okay. So as long as you are regular to our classes and you are attending all the classes, labs, I don't see any issue you clearing the certification exam. And this certification exam we conduct on a Saturday, that too on an online mode. Okay. Because by the time you complete the course, good number of our students, the larger chunk gets placed. So that way, again, calling you for the center, to take an offline or some working day, it be a problem, right? So we conduct this exam on a Saturday, morning to I would say post lunch. You keep one day on Saturday for this exam online. After that, you getting passed, this certificate will be given to you. This certificate will reach us. We'll take a printout of this, because as per NSDC norms, we should be only giving you the hard copy of it. We'll take the printout and we'll sign. You can see there's an option for putting our institute's name there. We'll put a seal there, everything, and then we will laminate and ship it to your home. Okay. Our team will take care of that. I think last week we had one round of evaluation. We had 100% pass rate there as well. Okay. This is about the NSDC certificate. Okay. But if you say, no, I don't want NSDC certificate, we give Emertxe certificate also. Okay, so that you can get in touch with our team, and they will be providing you that particular certificate. Hope that's clear. The certification point of it. Let me come down. Yashwant is telling us, do we have to learn C language Pakka or Python is fine? See, no easy roads here. Python is easy to learn. That's why you're telling Python, you learn. So no easy road. You need to learn C programming very well, and there is no compromise on that. Okay. So Python, shell scripting, for example, in our IoT course, we teach Python. And similarly, in our embedded course, we teach shell scripting. The scripting languages are easy to learn, but no negotiation, no compromise with respect to C programming. Because if you want to have a long-term career in embedded systems, you must be good in your C programming. Okay. So Subhami is asking, so do you teach Python or use it for embedded? Yes, in our IoT course, we teach Python. In our embedded course, we teach similar scripting languages called shell scripting. Then Ilyas is asking, so as I'm working professional, is there any getting good hike after completion of this course? Yes, again, definitely Ilyas, right? There is a possibility, but again, it is all about how well you are able to demonstrate. Okay, for example, we have students working typically in service companies who after 1 year, 2 year, they get like 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs type of salary. When they make a change into Qualcomm, they get about 29 lakhs. We've seen such success stories, right? And even some of them are getting 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, they double their salary, right? All those things are possible, but it all depends on how well you are able to work in our course, put those kind of projects in your resume and demonstrate in your resume. You can demonstrate, definitely, there is a chance that your salary may go high. Many students have already achieved that. Then Tejas is asking how much cost can this course have? As I already told you, please, wait for some time. I know almost we are getting there. I'll show you our replacement, our counseling team contact details. You can get in touch with them. Okay. Will the current PPT displayed shared with the participant? Yes, Abhinav, the same, not only the PPT, the entire video we will be sharing with you. Okay. You can go through that, and you can even refer to old PPT, old videos, right? As I keep telling you, only the months change, the words will change here and there, but the message will remain same. Even let us say you go to, because some people will do PhD honors, they want to do research. Is there any consistency, inconsistency in what we say? No. You can go and check 1 year back video and what we tell now. We tell whatever we do. Okay. Yes, this entire video will be shared with you, and please feel free to share it with your friends and family. Anybody who believe this video will be helpful to you, feel free to share. Deepak Chako is asking, so I'm a 2012 pass out. What about my chances in placement? See, let me tell you, Deepak, as per our statistics, 40% of our companies, 40, say you can be from any year of pass out. Any means literally you can be even from 2000 pass out, right? So you will have opportunity to attend those companies where you can get placed. Okay, statistically I'm telling minimum 40%. Sometimes we even see around 60% it goes, right? Where in a particular month, 60% of the company says, I don't care about your OEOP, year pass, right? So absolutely, no, what do you call, no issues with that. Okay. So is there any certification fee, says Yashwant? So if you're going for the NSDC certification, yes, because that is charged by NSDC, right? Not to us. Okay, we need to, you need to, our team will facilitate. We will take care of making the payment because we don't want you to struggle. Whatever you pay, we pay to the, NSDC. I think it will be somewhere around, I don't remember, 1,000 rupees, 1,500. I don't remember exact amount. Okay, don't quote me for that. But emergency certificate, you don't need to pay anything. Okay? Because NSDC do charge an evaluation fee. Okay, please hope that's clear. Okay, is anyone allowed to sit in placement for more than one company after placements? No. Okay, so you can get one placement, and once you get placed in one company, our placement will stop. We don't allow multiple placements because I tell people that our goal is to place all of you with one company. I don't want a scenario where Abhishek, you getting 3 opportunities, there's another student, Dinesh, not getting any job. We don't want a scenario. Once you get a first company, you need to join. But yeah, you have a choice whether you want to apply or not. But once you apply, the job comes through, you have to join the company. Okay. Course curriculum of IoT and embedded systems, ask Dinesh. Dinesh, please go to our website and then you will be able to get from that one. Okay, go to our website, check out our embedded systems course and IoT course. There's a detailed PDF. Okay, just let me, if you want, let me quickly share it with you where it is. Go to our website, emertxe.com. Can go here. Say for freshers, you can see here in every course, if you click course page, you will find the syllabus. Very detailed PDF is there. Okay. Okay. So Deepak is asking, my background is EC BTech, but I'm working in bank for last 9 years. Doesn't matter, Deepak. Okay. Doesn't matter, as I already told you. Okay. What are the difference between IoT and embedded system syllabus? Okay, so you can look into it by yourself, Dinesh. Some portions remain the same between them. For example, the C programming is same. Here you will be learning a PIC controller in embedded. There you will be learning Arduino controller in IoT course, right? Here you will be learning a Linux internals. There you will be learning an IoT gateway module using Raspberry Pi, where you're learning the similar concepts. But there are some modules which are different. For example, you learn about embedded Linux in embedded course, whereas in IoT course you learn about what you call IoT cloud. Okay. So where I said more application related aspects are given. So you can look into both of them. I think 3 or 4 modules are same and 3-4 modules are different. Hope that's clear, Dinesh. Please download the syllabus and compare for yourself. How will you be assistant during placements? I think we discussed it enough. Okay. Then Kalyani is asking, sir, in scripting language we have CAPL, Perl, Perl, and which course which will you teach? So we teach shell scripting, Bash shell scripting in our embedded course, Kalyani. Abhishek is saying, do you guys send development board to the online mode students? No, we don't do that. We use simulators. I think Mubin already shown you. You can download it online. It's a software you can run. But if you want to buy the boards on your own, we can share the links, the place or the vendor from where we buy. You can order it by yourself and pay for yourself. Right? Satish is asking, can you work on real-time hardware? Will you provide any kit or do you have to buy? If so, how much will it cost? See, for our offline students, when you want to learn our embedded or IoT course, when you come to Bangalore, we provide those kits, right? You can work it and then while going back, you can give it, the class, right? You can check out like a college lab, right? You can give it back and go. But for our online students, we are using simulators, right? Where we will be, giving you the simulator. It's open source based software which you can download and then you can very well use it, right? But if you want to buy the board, it will cost. So I don't know. For example, the microcontroller board should be costing around 3,000 rupees. The Beagle board should cost around 5,000-6,000. Around 10 to 12, 10. You can put ballpark around 10,000 rupees. You need to shell from your pocket, and you can buy them online. You can share the link. It's available in Amazon and other similar portals. The Beagle board one. And please note, whatever the source code works in a simulator will work in board. Whatever works in board will work in simulator with some very minor 1 or 2 line changes. That's it. Okay. That's what we are telling. You don't need to too much be fuzzy about I'm not learning by a board, right? The simulators will give you really on par learning experience what you'll be getting it in a real board. So I don't think you need to worry about it at all. Okay, but yeah, if some students say no sir, I really want a hardware in my desk, I want to keep a board and then learn, no problem, we'll give you the link, you can purchase on your own. Dinesh is saying no certificates from your side. I don't know. I already clarified. We give 2 certificates. NSGC I clarified. From our side also we give certificates. With Emertxe logo, we give the certificates. For this, there is no charge. Okay. Prajul is asking, so if I not selected for the first company, can I apply for other companies? Of course, yes. Right. You can apply for as many companies as you want until you get selected. But I already clarified. Once you get selected for a company, you have to join that company. Okay. Sonal is asking, sir, suppose I got placed for a 3 lakh CTC. Am I not allowed for a 5 lakhs package? No, you are not allowed. Once you get the first job, that's it. Okay, I already clarified why. And we also commit 100% joining rate to the companies. That's why we don't allow any offer rejections. Okay. Shubham is asking, can you offer course mix of IoT and embedded? So I'm telling you, white sauce pasta and the red sauce pasta. Yesterday my daughter was eating, so that's why I'm telling you. So you want to mix both and say make a rose sauce pasta, right? Mix both IoT and embedded. Okay, see, our IoT course has got a lot of embedded flavor in it. Okay, so that way you don't miss anything in the embedded side. Okay, absolutely no. Okay, as I said, it's only going to cover more on the cloud side only. Okay, so they both are different. Red sauce and white sauce, they'll remain like that. Shubham, we don't have any idea to again do mix masala of that, right? Hope that's clear. So Tej is asking, if you miss online class, can you get detail about the class? Yes, we do get recordings, as I said from the beginning, including this webinar. Everything will get recorded and will reach you. Satish is asking, which cloud platform or module we have to prepare for as an IoT engineer? Are you teaching? We teach, what we teach is like, a standard ones. I think we teach an Amazon and one more open source, which I don't remember right now. Amazon AWS is what we teach. That should be good enough. Okay, because all you need to know is how to configure, how to get the dashboard, how to integrate the embedded side into this. We teach more of the integration side. That should be good enough. Okay, Satish. And then we have Dinesh. I'm studying in 3rd year. Which is better to take course in 3rd year or 4th year? You can join, Dinesh, no problem. As soon as possible, join, because there is no good time or bad time for skill building. Right? Every day is a good day for a skill building. You can join. But placement, as I already told you, can only apply after you complete your engineering, because companies ask for a provisional degree certificate, PDC. Okay, wow. I think you guys shoot me a lot of questions. Hope I answered all the questions. Let me go back to my presentation. I have a small last piece left. I know it's 9:23 already. Okay, let me go to the last section. So Mubin has covered all the technical aspects, what are all the various courses, timings, how the online mode of delivery happens, right? And how you'll be able to build the skills, capabilities. And then the Disha workshop, where we do all the soft skill related things. But last week I completed Disha workshops, right? And then he given you a demo. I think some of the FAQs also we discussed. Okay. A lot of questions have been asked. So when it comes to placement, as I already told in the beginning, we just gave a high level view of the trends and how our students are getting benefited, etc. Now let us look at a little bit about the process point of view, right? So once you complete your data structures module as an embedded students, or your Arduino module after your embedded IoT course, then you need to go through a placement eligibility process where there will be placement eligibility test, and you should have maintained some number percentage of attendance, etc. On score, etc. So then you will be able to start applying for placements around after the 4th month, right? So once it happens, right, all of you will be anywhere from initial week itself. All of you will be added to Google group where you will get all the notifications, etc. And then you can check for the eligibility and apply online. And then our team will get it, and then subsequently we will forward your candidature to the company. The company again might apply some shortlisting, etc., which Mubin has shown. And then there's a WhatsApp group that kicks in the backend to prepare for the interview and things like that. Then you get selected, and then you go for the joining and certification. Right? Join the company. You need to join immediately. But yeah, if you're working professional, you have notice period, right? We will be able to help you with the notice period adjustments, right? We companies will be ready to wait until you serve your notice period. This is one thing. Second thing is, as I said, there are two options. One is like a student gets placed before the course gets over. That time the students will be given opportunity to continue with the online evening class. If you're, even if you're joining an offline class, or if you're joining an online morning class, you'll be shifted to an evening batch. That way you can continue your pending modules and complete. Right? We don't want to miss you any classes, even if you get placed. But suppose you get, you attend, let's say 5 interviews, 10 interviews, your course got over. So from the time your course gets over, you get 2 years unlimited placement opportunity for you to apply. Okay, so that's pretty much how the placement works. So let me quickly show you the Google group thing. It's getting late. Maybe another few minutes. Let me open my Google group for you guys. You can see here, this is typically the placements Google group here. Let us say today is Monday. Typically is quite busy. You can see, right, from morning 11:50 today itself, some 5-6 companies have come. You can see here, and many congratulations have been happening. You can see, right, the entire action happens here. And when the interviews are getting scheduled, when the companies are coming, the entire information is shared here. About the placements. When somebody asked about ABB, right? You can see the ABB interview schedule is happening here. Some students are getting shortlisted, right? And then various companies are there, right? Let me open one of the thing and explain. For example, Mahindra Electric, which I showed you, right? And this is how a placement application will look like. It will have all the information that you ask for. For example, you give the company's URL, what the company is into, what is the profile they're looking for, right? And then we mention about the skills or the modules which you should have completed, whether if you're an IoT student or a embedded students, what you should have completed here. We mentioned that. You can see that ECEPs means it is embedded students, ECIP means IoT students. You can see here, basically, there'll be I think it's Mahindra Electric only, yeah. You can see here, no percentage, no year of pass out. It's like 4.2 to 4.5, no bond, right? And then they're looking for a hire from Pune. Okay, everything will be given, and there's a link for you to apply. So similarly, every application will be given. You can see here, it's filled with multiple applications here. How the companies are coming. Okay. For example, maybe I'll open Happiest Minds, another example. Right, this company is also telling no percentage, no year of pass out, 4.2 to 5, no bond, right? Which module you should have completed, right? Very good C programming, and they're looking for a QT, QML module skills, right? So like this, right, everything will be made open and upfront. You can keep on seeing every day. Weekends slightly, Sundays are little off, but Monday really looks really tight. You can see, right, how many companies came today itself. I think today only some 5-6 companies have come. Okay. Mondays typically is a busy day for placement team. Okay. I think that's about the thing. Okay, Google Groups is shown. Discuss some of the FAQs. Energy certification is shown, right? And coming towards the end of the webinar now. Here are the dates. Some of them ask when the course is getting started. We are having our offline embedded, that's a physical class starting on 23rd February. Then our online morning batch, right, starts on in the 28th February. And 2nd March, we are starting our online evening classes. And if you're looking for an IoT course, also I'll just show it. It's there in our website itself. I'll show you where to look for it. And any queries related to fees, installments, what is the online course fee, what is the offline course fee, how can we make the payment, is it one installment, double installment, or are you offering any scholarships, etc. So please, talk to our team of counselors. That is their email ID and the phone number given there. Okay, and you can get in touch with them about their IoT course also. If you go down in our website, you can see here The IoT course is also there. 23rd, we are starting an IoT course, an online course is also we are starting, right? So you can check with them, and then subsequently take up whichever the course that you are interested in. Okay. There are some questions. Let me ask, right? Details of upcoming batches. Yes, Sonal, I shared you right now. There are some questions there. Let me. So please send your PDFs. Yes, this entire video will be given to you, Vinay Kumar, right? Okay. Sir, I join the webinar for late, so I don't understand. Please share the PDF, sir. Yes, I think from the questions you are asking itself shows you join late. We'll share this entire video with you. Okay. Let me answer some more. When will the webinar for IoT course be scheduled, Abras? We need to wait, Abrar. Okay, mainly we do webinar. Basically, we do embedded. IoT also we do. Okay. We need to watch out for our social media. We'll be making the announcement. Okay. Prajwal is asking, sir, companies hiring for full-time opportunity or contract? He caught one word, right? Full Zoom class is keeping. Okay. In a Google group, when you open one company says contract position, right? He's zooming that, right? So Prajwal, I know you're a very good investigator, right? See, this contract, bond, okay, and then all these words, right? Probably, it will be too long if we discuss that. Okay, and there are a lot of misunderstanding about such words. Even the word bond, many of you don't understand. If you start explaining, it will take 1 hour for me, right? Okay. My request to all of you is that, okay, whether it's a permanent or position, those things, contract doesn't matter. In today's world, if you don't perform, they will throw you out. As simple as that. Okay. So my request you to please stop using the Zoom glass. Okay. Even somebody is hired for a contract position, if you perform well, okay, we have 100% even conversion rates in company like NXP, right, where they hire typically for a contract and then they hire. Right? Or even if you see LG, right, they hire for a 4.8 also, they hire for 7.5. 4.5 for a contract, 7.5 for permanent. If you perform well, in a matter of 6 months to 1 year, they convert into full time. Right? It all depends on your performance. My request to you to please, stop using the Zoom glass. All the 100% companies are validated from us. It is not that, for example, we put you in a job where 6 months later the company will fire you. Right? If you don't perform, any company will fire you. That's a different ball game. But we don't put you in anything that is a shortcut. Somehow we push you to some company, right? We don't do that. We have been doing this for 18 years, right? My request is to please stop using the Zoom classes. Okay. Okay. So can I get this course after March 10th? You need to wait because March dates will be there, Tejas. Okay. You need to check out. Please talk to counselors, I would say. Okay. If not February, every month we start the batches, right? You can ask our counselors. They'll be able to tell you the right information, what you want. Then there's a question, recorded classes available up to God place. Now we typically want to keep it open for at least a year, all the recorded classes. Even if you get placed, it will be available to you for any 1 year period of time. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Okay. I know it's already 9:30. Typically it takes more time. As I said, our idea is not to run the slides just like that. Our idea is to answer as many questions as possible. We sincerely hope we have done that. Yeah, some questions will go unanswered. Okay, so probably you can get in touch with counselors. We'll be able to do our level best to clarify all your questions. Okay. Abras is asking, sir, can I get previous webinar for IoT course? I want to join IoT course on 23rd Feb. Just look out our YouTube channel, Arbas. Okay, it should be there. The previous IoT webinar, every webinar we do is there in YouTube also. Just go to our YouTube channel, search. Even this video also they will put up after some day, right? They'll make some minor edit, put some header footer, they'll put it. Okay, you can check it out. Okay. So that's pretty much what we have today for you guys. We're kind of getting towards the end of the webinar. And these are all our coordinates. If you're in Bangalore, we are based out of MG Road. In case you want to follow us, please follow us in LinkedIn and Insta. Both we are active. Emertxe IT is the handle. You can follow us. Okay. I don't know whether some of you are already following us or not. Okay. So with that, I would like to use the word welcome along with the word thank you. Welcome to the world of possibilities. Welcome to the world of IoT and embedded, right? Where the future is heading towards. And our approach, right? Me and Mubin, our goal is to present you guys with the facts. By now, you know, right? No extra gyan, no extra this thing, right? And there's no preparation, script, everything, right? We just speak our heart out, right? Whatever it is, we share the information openly, honestly, with the best of our abilities possible in every webinar. I hope we have done the same thing in this webinar also. And one silver bullet we tell towards every webinar, right? Just because you attend this webinar, I'm not telling, hey, guys, come tomorrow, you join our embedded course or come and join our IoT course. No, that's not an idea. Okay. The idea is to present with the information, and you are the best decision maker for your career. Like, for example, my career only I can decide, right? I can listen in, but I am the decision maker. Similarly, for you, you are the best decision maker for your career. Our goal is to share the information in an open and a transparent manner and let you decide. And whatever the decision you make, whether you join the course, not join the course, you want to have a career in embedded, or tomorrow you decide I'll go and take a full stack web developer course or mobile application developer course, choice is yours. Okay. Whatever you take, on behalf of Team Emertxe, I want to wish you all the very best. Okay. And thank you very much for joining this webinar. As I said, this webinar video will reach you, recorded one. I would like to pause here and get some feedback from all of you. How did you find this webinar? Was the information helpful? Prajwal is telling, thank you for your valuable information, says Prajwal. Can I get some more feedback? How did you find this webinar? Did it help you? Did it give you enough information? Did it give you better clarity? I know it's all of us are hungry, even I am. Dinner time, past dinner time, by 9:35. Okay. Very helpful, says Dinesh. All right then. I think thank you, sir. Helpful. Abhishek is telling, do all the students have the same project? Yes, we do make you do the same project. That's correct. Okay, it's an individual project which you need to implement on your own. Okay. Thanks a lot. Got clear about Emertxe, says Gayatri. Thanks, Gayatri. I have already visited your office, says Dinesh. Okay, okay. They visited us, very, very good. Hope you met our counselors also, Dinesh. Okay. All right, guys. I think thank you very much. I wish you all the very best for your career. See you later. Okay. Bye. Take care.